Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers, and you could take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers, and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished. Because we got each other.
Beyond Wednesdays, we got the things to do. Beyond Wednesdays, bring the Wednesday night review. Comics and collectibles, and sometimes comedy too. Yes, it's Beyond Wednesdays, so sit down, what else you gonna do?
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What is good, everybody? Welcome to another Wednesday night review. And you gotta love that horrible jingles intro for Beyond Wednesdays, right? I mean, that's
the best. The best. So good.
And as a matter of fact, I seen one the other day. I'm trying to find it. Let's go to horrible jingles. There is a new entry into the horrible jingles mythos. Hold on here. Let's go take a look. Look at this.
Oh,
look at this. Look at this one. All right, hold on. Here we go.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's good.
Snitch.com. Let's send a KT. Gonna sing along. You can go to the site. You can see some comic art. You can even buy it all. Look at all the cool comic art. Oh, cause you're going to snitch.com. Snitch.
Amazing.
That's so good.
Money well spent.
Bro, that was great. So shout out to the Horrible Jingles crew for doing a snick.com horrible jingles.
You gotta replay for Big Leg now.
Yeah. Leg, what's going on, brother? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the session. It was excellent. We got a great show tonight, but I want to start it off by dropping a special link in the chat. You guys know how we love to do this over at Beyond Wednesdays. We're like, screw it, we're just gonna drop a link in the chat to some badass variant, specifically the one that is pinned right now for this Jonathan Knight.
Dang.
Look at that, dude.
Hell yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So good.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah.
Jonathan is absolutely killer. And after we did the Baroness one a couple months ago, I was like, dude, we have to do another one.
That is gorgeous.
And so trying to find time, he's got a family and he work and all that stuff. And he finally was like, hey, let's do the Scarlet. So this came out super clean. I love it.
So I love the fact that they're also trade dress limited to 300, virgin foil limited to 300. Perfect. Very collectible, really badass art. Perfect nostalgia.
Did you see? Oh my God, the prices, they're so low. I thought it was supposed to be $400 a book. Damn it.
$40 for the set? Is that what it is?
$40 for the set. $20 like we did last time. $20 for the trade dress, $25
That's
for the
rad. That looks so good.
And that is the best part about all this, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
dude, he showed me, Jonathan today texted me, he showed me a couple. He just did 2 magic commissions on sketch covers, and one of them is just mind-blowing. I was like, dude, that's the greatest freaking thing. Like, he's so good. You can find his
perfect.
stuff on Rare Mark a lot.
Yeah.
That's where he puts
know,
most of his stuff up.
How perfect that trade looks behind her.
Yeah.
You know,
Trade
because
looks
she's
great.
wearing like the vintage fucking,
Yeah.
the way she looked when she first came out. I love it.
Fucking dope, man. Really
Yep.
good job. So,
Congrats, brother.
yeah.
It's so good.
Make sure you guys go check that out. We'll be talking about it during the show. We'll see. This probably won't be available very long, so get it while you can. And
Or it will be. Who
yeah.
cares? We
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah.
We'll take care of you guys.
All right. Very excellent show tonight, you guys. We got a special guest that's joining us at the beginnings, and not just any special guest, like legendary special guest that's joining us. And I'm very happy that Adam is here to actually be on the show with us, because I'm gonna put him on the spot. I'm gonna actually have him introduce his special guest, because we're all big fans of Tim Bradstreet. Like, it's hard not to be a fucking fan of Tim Bradstreet. But I want to give a big shout out to Adam, Comic Boards Inc. You guys know we love Adam over here, and Adam's like, "Hey, you got to get Tim on, man." I'm like, "Fucking A, let's get him on." So,
Hell yeah.
Adam, introduce our guest.
Oh boy, I don't know where to start. I met Tim, I think, in 2016, maybe 2017. There's the picture I shared with you. That was actually on Tim's birthday in 2017. And that was the exact moment captured where Tim and I started our bromance.
Was it a Dave Matthews Band hat that he was?
That was a Dave Matthews Band hat. Yeah. Thanks for noticing.
Okay. Little fire dancer. I got
is he a Northern Californian as well?
No, he was in San Diego when I met him. I believe he's originally from Pittsburgh, and then he's in Illinois now. But yeah, I met Tim through a mutual friend, Anthony Liano, and man, we just hit it off right away. And it's been great to know Tim. His art is just amazing. I got to spend time with him in San Diego for Comic-Con, stayed at his house, and you guys, the art that you're going to see tonight, I saw way back in 2017, I think, that year. He has already he's been working on this forever, and it's just, you're going to see it in the details. I can't explain it. You look at it, and when you see it in person, it's so much different. I went through so many of his flat files, and this art you're going to see tonight in his new book is all stuff that I saw back then, and he's done so much more since then. So yeah, with that, I would say let's welcome in Tim.
Brother.
Good evening. Thanks, Adam.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. This is a big deal to have you on, man. We're kind of talking. We were talking all while I get all this figured out. We were talking backstage, bullshitting, for a while, and one of the coolest things that you mentioned to me was how much of a fan you were of Turner Classic Movies. And for all the Beyond Wednesdays fans out there, they know I'm a TCM nut. I'm an old 30s and 40s movie guy. I love the detective stuff. I love the old school gangster stuff. I love it because it feels like a time machine. You're kind of able to walk back in time and in a major way see what life was like back then, And you have a new Kickstarter coming out, Tim, that we're going to get into that is exactly that. Talk about your love for movies, and was that like one of your first things that you really got into as a kid, or did the art come first?
Well, probably art came first, but we had to be inspired by something. And I would be willing to bet, not being able to really access my brain back then, that I picked up like my love for dinosaurs and cars and things like that off of TV shows and stuff, cartoons or whatever. That all kind of changed when Star Wars came out when I was 10, but that was definitely a sea change. But prior to that, no, I think it was like, I love Johnny Quest. And I used to get up at like the crack of dawn to see that show because it was just, sometimes they wouldn't have it on. I'd wake up, it's not on, I'm going to kill someone.
That was like G.I. Joe for me. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, man. And I mean, it was just the gadgets and the art, and of course, you know, the incredible Doug Wilde is the designer, and I think he does a lot of the backgrounds on that too. It looks like Doug Wilde, that's for damn sure. But huge fan of his, and then also Star Trek was a huge. I'm a Trek nerd, so I go back to. I mean, I remember seeing those episodes when before I knew what they were, and they just left a mark in there. You know, they definitely, you know, like just got ingrained. I think that's where my love for science fiction, fantasy, adventure, you know, that all started right there.
Yeah, I think that we all kind of have those nostalgia moments from that time in our life, right? That we kind of, that's our love letters to our childhood, and those first things, man. And there's always like science fiction, you know, Star Wars, Star Trek, you know, and then animation, right? That Saturday morning cartoon when, you know, the only thing you cared about, the most important thing in your life was what cereal you were going to have that morning and which cartoons you were watching, you know?
Totally.
And
Right?
is my sister going to get to watch Land of the Lost, or do I get to watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although Land of the
Sleaze
Lost,
Stacks.
not a bad
Sleaze Stacks.
Well, let's show everybody real quick. I want to start off by talking about a new project, Cinematica, which is exactly that. And it was funny because I was on Twitter for something else today, and I'm going through my feed, and I see a post from another comic guy, and he's talking about how, you know, he's kind of talking about your art. All of a sudden, it was like synchronicity, man. And he was talking about how like you kind of like have this photorealistic style, but that isn't photorealistic style. Like at the same time, it's very interesting, your style. How would you explain your art style?
You know, it's not unlike I always kind of describe myself as a person, as an artist, or just as a person that has one foot in the analog age and one foot in the digital age. And I think that it's like that for comics and movies, or comics and movies. I don't know. They just go hand in hand for me, because I think I was very taken with the visuals. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you know, you see something and it just clicks in your head somehow. And when I would see stuff, just like really cool camera angles, heroic shots, things like that, I was heavily into male fantasy. I know that sounds fun, but I mean, like, in that, this is also like to say, in Cinematica, in this volume, there's not. I don't think there's like more than. Is there even a woman in it? I don't know that there is, because I lived vicariously through these characters, and they were special. I mean, they just, you know, I felt like drawing them. I was almost like kind of having a closer connection to it, you know. And back when I was a kid, you know, movies played and then they were gone. There was no home video yet.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes me sound really old. But it wasn't until the 80s that really kind of it was realistic for my family. And man, at that point, I hit Betaville, and I would bring home like 10 movies, and watch them all. Anyway, you know, they just went hand in hand. It was always part and parcel. And when I see, you know, you look at cinematography in movies, you look at the marketing of the you know, the front covers of the DVDs or whatever, and there is, I mean, you can see with the Punisher covers and things like that, I take a very similar approach with that stuff. I'm trying to show this character off in its most, I don't want to say badass, it's too cliche, but
Macho. It's just like a macho.
Yeah, just something hard and just powerful that grabs
Grit.
Yeah.
And that was it. You know, it's like, and once I kind of tapped into that artistically, you know, I mean, come on, I wasn't any good to start with, but I was not a quitter, put it that way. I worked at it, and it didn't seem like work. It seemed like a compulsion.
Well, you know what's great about this too is I think the art is important here, but what also is important is your relationship with these movies, right? I mean, you talk about it in each one of these, your relationship with these movies, and that is a key in all this, right? We
Absolutely.
talk about when people create, whether it's art, music, you know, content, whatever it is. We have this primal like thing with creating something, building something, you know, and there's something about it and it's all relationship driven in the sense to like, these are the things that when you think about your favorite moments, these are your favorite moments, and then you put it into the art book itself, and art is very like, you know, personal in a way. I think that's also a very cool aspect to all this, right? I mean, that's a big deal for you.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, when you say that it's personal, it absolutely is. I mean, I wasn't drawing this stuff for anybody but my own pleasure, my own whatever could give me any modicum, any ounce of joy for a good spell. And comics wasn't cutting it for me. I just kind of felt like I'd kind of been through it, which is weird because I never thought I'd feel like that. But I just like with you know, when I hit a wall of depression, I kind of also hit a wall for that in a way, and it was movies that got me started back again on the straight line.
Hell yeah, man! You got to find something, right?
Yeah, and I mean, with Cinematica too, it didn't start out being a book. It started out being an outlet, and it continued being an outlet for 3-4 years. And it wasn't until a certain point that I kind of went, I wonder how many of these I have. And I went into this folder full of finished files, and I'm like, oh, I've got like 360 illustrations no one's ever seen before. Now, that was a really good thing, too, to have that kind of moment of clarity, because I kind of shifted directions at that point. I went, I'm going to do something with this. And so it wasn't just going to be portraits or, you know, like just, you know, a frame from a film or something like that. I started to take pieces out of pieces and starting to create other things like, you know, like movie posters and lobby cards and things like that. Just doing, you know, taking a marketing angle at it and kind of imagining I'm the studio guy that's going to hire me, and I've given myself a job to do marketing for this movie. And so when I attack it like that too, I'm trying to make it look fresh and interesting, but of the period.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, you'll run across movie posters in there. Some of the extras that we got on the Kickstarter are going to be like these cool lobby cards. I think one's from Dirty Harry and the other one's from Deliverance. And because that's kind of cool because on the Deliverance section in this book, I had a limited room and all I could slip in there was this really cool Burt Reynolds shot. So doing the lobby card as an extra gave me the ability to kind of sneak that extra piece in. And I adore graphic design. I mean, that's a big part of what I loved about the initial imagery way back when I first started seeing movie posters and things and they started affecting me. Graphic design, even when I didn't have the craft mastered like anyone ever does, but even when I couldn't draw, I had a strong sense of graphic design. And it's the through line through the whole thing.
You know what's crazy is that's one of the things we've been really talking about over here lately is how important that is in the world of comics right now. Like a good graphic design person or art, somebody that's kind of has that in their repertoire, like can really change things in a major way for the better. We've been talking about you know, recent artists, you know, like Jay Gonzo over here, who kind of got his start in the graphic design world and then came over, I believe, to comics. And that is something that we don't hear, people don't talk about a lot, which I think should be talked about in this more.
It's intriguing, isn't it?
Yes.
To discover this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Jimmy Palmiotti also kind of comes from, before he did comics, he worked for a company that did movie posters. How cool is that?
Yep.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. It's very fucking cool. And, you know, to be honest, that's for us, as kids, you know, we remember those movie posters and, you know, those cinematic style movie posters that were so important to us. But then I remember when Mondo came out and just thinking how cool, like, the Mondo graphic designer artists over there were to reimagine, rethink in a real graphic design kind of way, you know, and make a poster or a movie that's already been out for years, make a new movie poster, super collectible, super cool, and it's just a graphic design thing ultimately that they're playing around with in a cool way.
In a different world, I was in on that because
Yeah.
it was, I mean, when I discovered it, I was like, oh my god, yes. And look at the guy, like I think one of the guys that I thought was incredible was Ollie Moss, because you can kind of see how that guy ticks, because the guy is so clever. There's some really smart stuff and just clever stuff in its graphic design. It appeals to me on a lot of levels.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a big deal. You just started it tonight. It just went live. Make sure you guys go check it out. We have the link in the chat. I will also drop the link in the description for everybody that's catching this on the replay. But I want to get back into that for a second. I want to talk about one of the things that I want to talk about, and I kind of hit you up about this when we were talking through text. And one of the things that we love to do over here is talk about whenever we have a new creator on the channel, we got to talk about their early days, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean, very first, like professional published work. And the reason why I say that, Tim, is because this channel and a lot of what we do content wise has come from the world of like the secondary market, right? And finding those cool collectible things. And one of the things that I always loved collecting from my favorite artist is creator firsts. And I have created this list called the Beyond Wednesdays Creator First List. There's a link below, and it's just got all of my favorite creator stuff. Like, for instance, what are we going to talk to you about tonight? We're going to want to know the first time you ever had something published in print. We want to know the first Punisher thing you ever did, what comic book that was. That's the type of stuff that we love to find out. And I love to hear artists talk about their original work. So talk about that a little bit. How did you first get into publishing your artwork?
Well, because we're all fans too,
Yeah.
and there's fans that can draw.
Yeah,
that
fucking A.
Felt that compulsion. So, your first published thing is like, come on, that's insane. It's insane. No way, I got paid. And I would argue that maybe that's not the best idea to go for the first work by all these guys, because a lot of them really improve and they're better stuff. Not kidding with you.
Hey, it's funny you bring that up, Tim, because I'll be honest, one of the things that happens is most of the artists that I talk to and creators that I talk to, they're going to say, oh man, when I see some of that old stuff, I really cringe. But us as fans and collectors, we love that stuff, man. That's so cool to us to see. And even some of our favorite artists, like right out the gate, we're like, what are you talking about? That shit looks amazing,
Yeah, like a John Muth just exploding. Like, where did this guy come from? Jeremy Bastin, like, what the hell? And other people have to work pretty hard at it. You can't just come in like a Mark Schultz auteur from day one. That's a tough one. Those guys are the real heavy hitters. I don't know. I'm such a fan of it too, because I mean, before I was in it, I was a student of the game. I'd be going. I knew it. I could tell you, who ain't that guy. I was that guy. I was like, yeah. No, I don't like those Pablo Marcos inks. I like dancing on Buckler much better on Deathlock. Yeah, and I mean, I learned to embrace those first ones. Like you were asking me recently, like a couple days ago about or yesterday about the my first published thing, and it's embarrassingly bad, but I really made good use of Zipatones. And
hell yeah.
I was trying to play in the craft, and it was just a schoolmate of mine who came up with this game system, a role-playing game called Pyramid. And I mean, it hasn't happened in a long time, but every once in a while I'd have someone come up and go, and it would usually be somebody that I know that just happened to be up at Chicago Comic-Con for whatever reason, or at a nearby show, and they'd have that copy of Pyramid with them. It's just so embarrassing.
Bro, that's so awesome. That's super cool. Like, how many do you think was printed of something like that?
Oh man, I couldn't think he probably made more than 250 of them.
Wow.
Which would make that a rarity. You can have mine.
Yeah, hey man,
I'd give you
dude, I'll take you up on that. You know, I got to give a big shout out to Key Collector Comics because Nick over at Key Collector is one of the guys that's also kind of championed the creator first thing, and a couple of things I want to bring up to that he has over there. Talk about this one. What is are you? Do you have any part in this? The Realm from 1990 Caliber.
Oh God, I can hardly see it. It's so small. I mean,
Here you go. Here you go.
Yes, this was a piece that somebody brought around to a convention, I believe, and I can't remember. Did we? I think it all got penciled on the fly, and all inked on the fly, just walking around to different artists. So there's like, how many artists are involved in this piece? Like 120 or something like that. Something crazy.
Wow.
I'm looking at the upper. Okay, about just over halfway up on the right side, you see that kind of like underbite dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I worked on.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
I think O'Barr is on there too, isn't he?
Yeah, Jim
and maybe
definitely
Vince Locke.
That's really cool. The one, the Cenobite teeth up here by just to the left of the D in Demon Storm.
Yeah.
What is that? That's just bitching.
Isn't this cool? Yeah.
It's Guy Davis. It's got to be Guy Davis.
So this is the type of stuff that I love to look for, and it's you know, you walk into a comic book shop, dollar section is the first place I'm hitting because I'm gonna find these type of books in that dollar section. Another one that you talked about when we were chatting was the Who's Who, the DC Who's Who in the DC Universe #6, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was really cool because I just done like a game in role play in RPGs. I had just worked on this game that was just somehow it was lightning in a bottle. I wish it would have waited a while for me to get to a lightning in the bottle, but I got one early. And the stuff I did on that Vampire the Masquerade book really blew that game out of the water. And, I mean, without taking over credit, I'm saying that was a big part of it. And that stuff absolutely kicked the door down in comics for me. I would go up and see Tim Truman every year at Comic-Con. I just loved his work. I loved I'm going to use the word grit. It bled, you know. It was like it had guts and grit to it, and I just was a huge fan of the stuff from Grimjack on. And so I'd go up every year and I'd show him my stuff. And, you know, he was very complimentary, and he would give me tips and pointers, and he'd let me kind of hang out at the table. I mean, who doesn't love to do that? Please.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
And I would just like hang out there. And then this is when they were doing Four Winds. Him and Chuck Dixon used to be best friends, and Chuck the writer, Tim the writer artist. And they had this like entourage of other artists, John K. Snyder III, Todd Fox, Graham Nolan. And it was like a little posse. I distinctly remember being at a Comic-Con like party, and I think that Miguel Ferrer, Bill Mumy band was playing, which I missed that because I think I was even paying attention at the time. And I saw, and you know, I'm behind Truman and his posse, and I'm just back there. God, I wish I was those guys. You know, I was just like jealous of these guys, you know, that did this and they were pros. Blew my mind. So, but anyway, so one year I came up and I'd done Vampire, and I set my work down in front of Tim, and he just looks up at me and he goes, "Would you like to work together on something sometime?" And I was just like, excuse me, could you say that again? I mean, I was flabbergasted. And he invited me to work on this book he was working on called Dragon Chang. And the odd thing was, I went back to craft tint board. They used to call it craft tint board, duo shade paper, like they used to use at EC, where they would brush on chemicals and would bring up lighter dark. And this had recently, like I think Mark A. Nelson did it on the Aliens book for Dark Horse. And that kind of just totally brought it back. I sucked onto it. And so I did all my vampire stuff on that, and it just brought a dimension to it that my other stuff just didn't have. And Tim saw that I could handle duo shade, and he was willing to do this project on duo shade. So it was kind of like no brainer for him. And it was a dream for me. And I remember my dad said I couldn't wipe the smile off my face for like a month when we picked those pages out of the mailbox.
Dude, that's so important, and we were talking about that recently. I forget which when we were talking about it, but it was something along the lines of like, having somebody in the world you're trying to be a part of, say, hey, let's work together, or kind of take you under their arm and under their wing, and mentorship and that type of thing is so important, especially for men, like for young men to have somebody, an older man, kind of say, hey, I would like to, get you started, or get,
that approval.
Yeah. Have you ever done that? Because I know one of the things at cons, man, whenever I see you at cons, you're holding court constantly at your table, like constantly, dude. It's fucking great, and you're always chatting, and I got a funny story, but I'm gonna tell you in a second. But like, how often does that happen to you when somebody younger or somebody comes up to you and says, hey, check out my art, what do you think? And that moment where you're kind of mentoring these younger artists. Does that happen very often?
Well, I would call it a stretch to call it mentorship, but I had a young guy approach me back in the 90s, and he would send me his work every once in a while. And man, this guy was really talented. I was like, man, this kid's good. And I said, well, I have nothing to tell you because you have passion, and it compels you to do this. And so I could sit here and nitpick your this and that, but that's going to come because you're going to keep doing it. And every time you do it, you're going to get better, and you're going to get better, and you're going to learn, and you're going to learn. And so I just try to pump them up and like send them away going, holy fucking shit, I can't wait to go home and draw.
Hell yeah.
That's the only goal I have at a show, talking to those guys. Now, so this kid that I was kind of just had a relationship with through the mail, I think I met him at a show. And I turned out to be Lee Bermejo. Pretty good guy, huh? Pretty interesting. Like, yeah. I'm like, I don't take any credit, but it really feels good that I got to like kind of give him some ideas and to direction to a very small degree. He was already starting to get work, and he was working at Wildstorm. And man, I was just like, dude, what are you doing? What's the book he was doing? It was a video game. I'm just going to space on it. But anyway, it was like, dude, why are you doing this? It was like just not a very high profile book, but Lee was not fast. I mean, he's not fast. He's just really good. And so they wanted to keep him on small projects to start with. But man, oh man, that guy just blew me away.
Yeah. We've been geeking out pretty heavy over his, Spider-Man stuff recently. It's been unreal.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, so I got to tell you a funny story real quick. Before I do that, shout out to CPZ with the $9.99 super chat. He says, Tim, great to see you live. Will you be doing any cons or shows in Northern California anytime soon?
Possibly next year, Tim. We're our mutual friend is trying to put something together for you and a bunch of people related to a project.
When I was in San Diego, from 2000 to 2023, and I would say a lot during 2015 to 2019, I did a ton of shows up in Northern California with Steve Wyatt, whether it was Big Wow and a nice huge show with like really great guests, or it was a smaller casino show or something like that. I always had a ball because I had Anthony and Adam to hang out with, and they would talk us into like crazy stuff like, hey, after the show, why don't we go decompress at this casino? And I have comp rooms. I'll get your rooms, just come on out. Oh my God. That was just so much fun. So yeah, I had a really good time going to those shows, and I will be back. I got asked to come to SATCon, not officially.
Yeah, SATCon next year is what we're working on.
But I couldn't do it because of a commitment, and then it turned out like 3 or 4 weeks before that show, that commitment fell through, and I just forgot that SATCon was that weekend. Got invited to another show, and then
we were in Orlando.
It's like, hey man, you were supposed to be here with me and Obar, and then Obar had to back out because he had a little something happen to him on the way to the airport, or before he went to the airport, so he had to pull stakes. But I'll be back, whether it's SATCon or what's that other show, Adam?
Stockton Con.
Stockton Con, yeah. Yeah, I like stuff.
And someone just shouted out ChicoCon, man. Holy cow!
ChicoCon.
That was the show that Tim did for me. That was my first show that I ran. We ran ChicoCon in 2017. Yeah.
That's cool.
As long as there's fun people to hang out with, I'm there. I don't care how big it is.
So I got to tell a funny story. One of my favorite covers that you've ever done is the Punisher War Machine cover, especially the second print with that baby blue trade dress. Basically, I don't know. Do you remember that cover at all, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think it was, I can't remember what con it was. It was within the last year, and so I'm going through my books, to look for artists are going to be there. And I'm like, oh, Tim's going to be there. I'm going to get, this is one of my favorite covers of all time. I'm going to get signed. So I brought it to get signed, but I had grabbed another book and I was like, man, and I thought it was your cover. And in my head, it was your cover. And I walk up to you and you were just like normal. You're holding court, standing up, talking to everybody. You're BSing, very polite. By the way, you guys, standing O for Tim for how he handles dealing with people at con. He's most of the time he's standing up, he's talking, he's very polite and talking to his fans, and that's a big deal. And you're doing that, and I walk up, and even though you're chatting, like, hey, how's it going? Can I help you with anything? I'm like, well, I got some books to sign, and I'm like, no need, continue talking, and I hand you books, and I hand you a book, and you're like, and you kind of looked at it, and the person who you're talking to goes, oh, did Tim do that cover? And I'm like, I think, and before I could say, like, I think so, you go, oh, I think I've worked on that before. You could tell, like, you didn't want to make me feel like an asshole. And you're like, I think I've worked on something like that before. And you signed it anyways. And I got to give you fucking respect for that, because that is a fucking really embarrassing moment that a lot of us have had, in the world of going to cons and getting our favorite artists to sign stuff, where you'll pull out by accident a wrong book. And you were very, like, how often does that happen to you?
Well, it happens, and I take it in stride, because I'm like, well, I'm associated with the book. I at first it kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, I didn't do that, so you don't want me to sign that. And then when like people would bring up, different Punisher things that were maybe movie tie-ins or just like something else from the time, and I think it was Palmiotti who kind of like clued me to this. He goes, dude, you're kind of part of the canon, so if somebody brings you one of those, they just really want you to sign something. So
yeah,
and I just kind of took it from that. Like,
well,
that
I
was
respect
good.
the shit out of that, man. And, it was very noticeable. And, I know that one of the things that we talk about on a lot of this channel is, and there's a lot of people, here on the show right now, that is part of their business, is they go and get stuff signed. And it's a very big part of the business right now.
Boy, is it ever.
You signed books for free for me too. You didn't charge anything at that time. What is your whole thought process on that whole world and the convention, signature comic world?
It's really strange, man, because come on, it was always free, and I feel terrible. It was like, I think it was just in 2023 I went to a show and I ended up sitting next to Jimmy and Amanda, and Jimmy's like, did you do okay? I was like, yeah. He goes, you mind telling me what you made? And I was like, no. I told him. And he goes, you realize you left about $800 on the table? And I was like, what? He goes, dude, you got to charge for your autograph. And I'm like, I can't charge for my autograph. Are you crazy? And it took a while for it to sink in, and make sense to me. And it does. If there's going to be a collector's market and they're going to like upcharge something because you've signed it, then absolutely it makes sense for you to take your cut. And it's only going to get, most likely, not in every case, but those things only climb in price over the years. So if you don't charge for it, or let's say you just charge $5 for it, and this guy ends up making 150, 200, like crazy lots more.
Yeah.
And you're the one who, did the thing.
Yeah.
You should be doing a little bit better.
You know what?
In this day and age, real quick, I always complain, like, you know what? When I broke into this business, I made X amount for a cover or X amount for this, and I make less now. Name another business where you don't get paid as much as you got paid in the 80s. I mean, I'm like, we get jacked. And I know there's not a ton of money in the business either, but there is. They'll tell you there's not, but there is. And I'm like, finally, I just kind of grabbed onto that way. I was like, right, because I complain about this all the time. This is how you get some of that back. So that's where I fell. It's still tough. I won't charge a guy that's got his collection with him like $5 a signature after the first 3. No way. You know, I just cut him a great deal.
Well,
you can tell who people are. You know who they are.
I think that and this has been a hot topic the past couple of weeks, Tim, which is very interesting in the comic world right now. And I think that there's a sweet spot, just like there's a sweet spot for everything else. And you're 100% right. It's pretty crazy what the big 2 publishers, you know, DC and Marvel, are paying, you know, especially for, like, I don't know about interior art page rates or writing page rates, but I do kind of have a little idea about what they're paying cover artist page rate or cover art rates, and it's very ridiculous. And in this world of direct to consumer, it's changing everything. And, you know, at the same time, there is this whole like sub economy of people that have businesses built on collectibles and the collectability of things, and your autograph is a big deal, and only you can have that autograph. And I don't have a problem with you guys with anybody making money off their autograph, and you know, $5-10 an autograph. I'm happy to pay that all day, every day. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I also have respect for, you know, anybody that chooses to do what they want with their autograph. And
yeah,
but that's important. That's yours and only yours, you know?
That's the only thing that kind of made, I think part of the thing that made me round that curve too was just how accepting fans were of this. Like, people would, even when I was like, oh, I can't charge, people would come up to me and they would just put it there, and they're like, and I'm like, wow, this is strange. Wasn't I just at this show like 10 minutes ago? No one was charging. I mean, maybe John Byrne was charging like 35 years ago, but
you know, and there's that whole sub economy of people making money off of, you know, your work and like, yeah. But it's also the pay it forward thing. I want to jump back to the Punisher stuff, because that is, you know, we were talking backstage, and you know, John, Heroes Reborn, was talking about how the Punisher is you know, so important to him as a character, and you know, you really left your stamp on the Punisher, you know, world and as a character. Before we get into like the history and you working on Punisher, what was the first ever Punisher book or art you ever did? The first time you ever drew the Punisher?
Man, you mean just amateur-wise, anything?
No, in comics, in print, published.
Well, that's an easy one. I was in the Hyatt at Comic-Con, and going down the escalator. I think there's a bar, like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going down the escalator, and coming up the other way is Jimmy Palmiotti. I hate to keep bringing this guy up.
Jimmy, hey, we love Jimmy over here. Shout out to Jimmy Palmiotti. Yeah.
So I'm coming down. He's coming up. 2 ships passing. He goes, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Okay." So he comes back around, and we meet down at the bottom. And he's like, "Would you be interested in doing covers for the Punisher?" And he was working for Marvel Knights. I should back that up with, he was working for Marvel Knights at the time. And one thing that I thought him and Joe really excelled at was casting, putting creative crews together, or putting a certain person on a certain book. They were really good at that, and that's the artist eye, you know. I mean, it makes sense. But essentially, I was kind of boggled. I was like, really, the Punisher, skulls and guns, and yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Of course, I would love to do it. Shadow. I said, is there any way I could take him out of the white boots and stuff, and kind of do him kind of more paramilitary, or put a leather coat on him or something like that? And he goes, "That's why I'm talking to you." And I was like, wow, it was that easy? Really? And just brought a silver platter and handed it to me. And so the first one was Welcome Back Frank issue 1. And interesting story about that cover. It's weird how comics will, like, you can't use the word fuck in a comic book unless you're telling someone to fuck off. If you're talking about actual fucking, it's not permitted. Like, what kind of line is that? So with the Punisher, and this came up a couple times, you know, on the first issue, I had a syringe in the background behind the Punisher with like a big, like, X through it. It was really cool. I mean, it's on the original cover. And it's kind of like, it's a commentary on we're waging war on these bad things, and drugs is really big up there, right? Especially anything you could inject. And they said, yeah, we can't use that. And I was like, well, why not? And they said, well, it's drug paraphernalia on a comic book cover, Tim. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess. But I mean, do you realize I'm making a statement to the contrary? Anyway, they removed it, and that was cool. I didn't mind. It was well, I did a little bit, but actually, the syringe fell right over that. You see where the circle is over the eye of the skull.
Yeah, that would have been
it fell
dope.
right through there and cut across behind Frank.
Oh man, that would have been great.
And yeah, it was
it's
effective
very,
on the cover.
It's very interesting how, and we talk about that also, how comics really tell a story, just like movies did. You know, it's kind of going back for full circle to what we first started talking about with movies is, you know, it's a time machine of what's going on at that time, and social commentary is very important in comics. You know, you have people. I always talk about the Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams Green Lantern run and how important that was to me as a former heroin addict that's also helped, you know, a lot of people get off of heroin over the years, and I always use that as like some part of my you know, talk to people, and would utilize comics to kind of like, hey, get your mind off stuff, check this shit out. But comics throughout the years has always been that social commentary, and it's very interesting that we look at most of the really great comics out there that we like hold dear are very social commentary, you know, like Watchmen, that Denny O'Neil run, and we hold those high, and to have publishers still push back on that so often like they did here is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess from a publisher standpoint, I mean, I guess you can see the point of that.
But
it was disappointing to me that I couldn't make that commentary.
Yeah.
Because I thought it really was a big part of the character too. And then later, I think it was during Kitchen Irish and Punisher Max, I have Frank behind the bar at O'Malley's. I think it's O'Malley's. And shocking, right? That was a name you don't hear. And the idea was that he was standing there behind bar, and he was serving he's got a Molotov cocktail sitting there. And it's either just been lit or it's just a rag sticking out of the thing. And they made me remove it. And this was an idea that me and the editor kind of jammed on. So I never thought twice about it. I didn't think it would be an issue. And then they kind of came at me and they were like, you got to take out the Molotov cocktail. I'm like, there's, you know, it's kind of fun when you can tell a little bit of a story on the cover, and this is telling a little bit of a story, and to remove that and replace it with a mug of beer, it was just like, ugh, man,
yeah,
what a lost opportunity. I mean, not that it was like earth shattering or anything,
no,
but it
would have made it cooler, that's for sure.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
love these, man. This is so great.
I have an unexpurgated version of that teeth on Barracuda there.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
it's a nice greeting.
Look at this.
Like when I sell artist proofs at shows, like it's big, like gorgeous, beautiful, full color, like watercolor print things of these covers in a lot of cases. Sometimes that I used to bring that Barracuda uncensored one around, and people just love the shit.
What do you mean by uncensored? What was uncensored about it?
Well, on his teeth, it says "fuck you." Across the top, and I was like, really? Well, of course, it's Garth. Absolutely, it tracks.
By the way, also going full circle, as you can see the design influence, the graphic design influence on all these it's very evident. It makes every single one of these pop to the extreme, So
Barracuda there too is I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the guy posing for me for as my model for Barracuda was Ryan Benjamin, who was a really excellent artist. He used to do Ghost for Dark Horse back in the 90s.
Such a good guy.
And he was also my blade model. He's just built like a brick crap house, man. And that's my daughter in that picture too.
Oh, that's great, dude.
That's awesome.
It's fun when you can kind of do that stuff. And that's always been fun for me. Like when I made the decision to go with kind of a more photoreal style and to incorporate photography, that would have been back in like 1989, 1990. I just, it was like I wasn't drawing what I was seeing, and I felt like I needed help doing that. And I was such a fan of movies. This is why I do this kind of stuff, is because of my love of movies, cinema, the cinematic look of things, lighting, all this stuff, very important. And the best part about that was using my friends for models or meeting people that I would talk into coming over to model. My Punisher model at first didn't want to do it. He was it was really funny. He was a DJ, and my wife we were really young then. She was working at this bar and billiards called Ride the Nine. And she was introducing me to her coworkers one day. I came in, and she introduces me to this guy, Tom, and he's the DJ, and he's very self-important. He's like, it was weird. I was like, he really thought, I'm spinning records here, man. I am the man. It was pretty fun from my perspective. I was like, okay. He did weddings on the weekend and stuff like that. Anyway, I was trying to explain this to him in a way that would be easy to pick up on. I was like, really, I just need come over to my house, black t-shirt, jeans. I've got props. Come over. We'll just do a quick photo shoot in the basement. It'll take like half hour or 45 minutes. And he goes, I don't know. I got to check my schedule and all this other stuff. And I finally talked him into it, because when I first got offered the book, I immediately thought of my best friend Joel, who always posed for the most badass people in my stuff. He's like I don't know if you know my work very well. I've got this like kind of thing I never published called Red Sky Diary. It's about this vampire hunter, and he's that guy. And when I got offered this, I was like, Joel, and then I was like, oh right, he just moved to Missoula, Montana. But when I met this guy, I thought to myself, man, this guy could be Joel's brother. So that's why I went in and asked him if he would do this for me. And after that first photo shoot, and he was like, oh, I see, I kind of see what you're doing here. Never read a comic book in his life. Dude bought 10, 15 copies of every issue that came out.
That's awesome.
Oh, he turned into like this overnight comic fan.
Hell yeah.
It was so cool. It was really fun. And he turned it into a modeling career, and he should, because man, you light certain people the right way. Holy smokes, man. I got so lucky.
Shout out to King of the Golden State, who dropped a $10 super chat. He said, shout out to the art book Maximum Black by Tim Bradstreet.
Right on.
Also, his Garth Ennis Punisher cover run is absolutely epic, especially number 49. Brilliant cover. So let's go.
Is that what that is, 49?
Yeah, 49 is this one. Right
my favorite 45. Probably.
Here we go.
Oh, really? That's my wife, oddly enough.
Is that the one, Golden State?
She's the Widowmaker,
yeah. So,
or if that's the proper way to describe her, is she the Widowmaker, or is she? Yeah, she's the Widowmaker. Yes, she's the Widowmaker.
I think that's the one he's talking about, but we'll
slap the platinum wig on her. Garth, out of the whole time I was working on Welcome Back Frank, Marvel Knights, and then into Max, he never ever asked for anything specific until we got to Punisher Max 50. And he goes, would you mind? I've got an idea that I would just love to see. And it's just Frank, and he's in his lair, he's in his workshop, something. Lights are off. Maybe there's a light on somewhere, ambient. And he's just sitting there in the dark, just thinking about killing. Like, this is what Frank does when he's not out doing what he does. He's contemplating doing. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I was like, man, that is such a cool idea. It's just such a slice. It doesn't need action. It doesn't need to tell a story because we're going to tell the story. Whatever we think Frank is, we're going to make up that story, and it's going to be personal to people. And that's what I love about the photoreal stuff too. It makes it more accessible.
Yeah. Listen, I think that most people that are into comics love this. Your and Garth's Punisher run over the vast majority of the other Punisher stuff, and that's not to say it's none of the other stuff is bad in any way, because it's not. But like when I think of Punisher in my head, this is the run I remember. And
isn't it rare too that one person gets to be on a book that long, like in that way? I mean, I'm shocked they let me do it for as long as I did.
Yeah.
I mean, and
you had your run on Hellblazer too, that I think probably set the precedent, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where it started. Yeah, that's where it started. That was I got a great call one day. I was, you always screen calls or you never get any work done. Some screening calls, and the answering machine comes on, and it's Axel Alonso. He's working for DC Vertigo, and he says, "Listen, hey, Tim, I want you to give me a call back if you can, as soon as you can. I'd really love for you to do covers for The Unknown Soldier." I was like, "Oh my!" I sprinted towards the answering machine, and I get to it, and I'm like, "Hello," and he's still there, and I'm like, "Dude, I worship Cooper. It's one of my favorite books. I am so in. It's not even funny." And I don't know how. I'm not quite sure how he discovered my stuff, but he must have heard it from somebody. Saw Vampire or saw something. Maybe saw some of my other comics work. I was working for initially Eclipse, Dark Horse, Tops, and then I kind of ramped up. It took a while, but I finally got into DC. I think it was 96. Unknown Soldier. Are you kidding me? Please. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, of your two pieces of work of yours that popped out and have always stuck in my head are two of my absolute favorite pieces of G.I. Joe art are the Cobra Commander and the Snake Eyes pieces from the Reborn series from Devil's Due. Amazing. Yeah. Like that Cobra Commander, like I was like, oh, this is a paramilitary Cobra Commander looking. Oh my God, it blew me away.
I got a good one for you, Clutch. So I get offered this job, right? And I'm like, I got to do Cobra Commander. How am I going to do Cobra Commander? Okay, all I have to draw is a hood. But God, I'd love to get him in something kind of more cool than just a standard coat or, leather jacket. And I realized I'd just done this photo shoot for The Punisher, Tom Jane, and had the coat with the clips in the side. And we had everything, man. The armorer showed up with the guns and like all this stuff. And I had soft pellet replicas and stuff like that were pretty badass, but I was really glad that guy was there. And, yeah, so I went to that photo shoot and I kind of just started looking through shots, and that's the Punisher with a hood on right there.
So freaking cool.
And I think I just swapped out the gun he had for an Uzi.
That's dope.
And cool. Yeah, and so I got done with that, and I was like, damn, I like that too. It turned out really well. I got really lucky with those two because I never thought I was going to do G.I. Joe. And when I got offered it, I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it. And no offense to G.I. Joe fans at all. I just grew up kind of just past it. I mean, I was, Kung Fu Grip all day. Yeah. I didn't really know the TV show that well.
Dude, look at that Snake Eyes, bro.
I know.
And the idea of Snake Eyes was just, I was like,
that was stuff like those colors are a little washed out. You really can't see the detail, but like the kit around his, like the belt around his, oh my gosh.
That's a really dark, it's not that dark on the actual cover.
Yeah, let's see if we can find it better.
There's a kid, man, I wish I could tell you who he was, who sent me this box in the mail. I open it up, and it's a resin. No, maybe it's not resin. Well, maybe it is. He cast it somehow. I think he did a few of these. He was able to put a couple of these together for friends. And it's Snake Eyes. And it's that figure, it's that cover. And it's incredible. I mean, it's just really nice. I should go take a picture of it really
quick. Like a Hot Toys figure or something, yeah.
I mean, it was every bit as good as something like you'd see at Sideshow. Yeah. And I mean, I've known those guys since they were a garage kit company, and they're very good. They know quality, and they get good guys. They get good sculptors. This kid was really talented, and he even like made the brick wall behind it. I think he photocopied or just something with that, and he was able to kind of reproduce it on the back of this little backdrop that you set up behind his base. And man, it's just really cool.
I want to remind everybody out there, real quick, Tim. I want to remind everybody about Cinematica. Make sure you guys go check out the Kickstarter. I'm going to drop the link again in the live chat. This is the new Kickstarter that Tim just started today. It just went live today.
It was in its fledgling phase.
Yes, and it is absolutely beautiful stuff, you guys. We've been talking about it throughout the whole show, kind of like his love letter to cinema, and amazing stuff. If you guys are a fan of Tim's art, or just cinema, old school cinema, this is something that you'll love. Beautiful presentation. Talk about the presentation of this a little bit. How big is it going to be? Quality wise, all that type of stuff.
Oh, it's 148 pages, I think. But I did a book called Archetype, art book. It came out in 2009, and that was one of those ones I threw all the bells in. I wanted it to be like 10 years worth of stuff. Like, oh look, can I have a look back? Can I have a big book like that? And so I did one, and then I regretted it instantly because it weighs a ton. You can't ship them anywhere because it's not cost of it. So I wanted to make something that wasn't quite that fat for this one. 148 is kind of perfect, I think. And so that it's a hardcover. It's 75 different films. And I don't know what else to say. It's
just amazing. It's really good stuff. And each film has a little breakdown. I like this one from Escape from New York, which I'm just going to read real quick. We have 2 super chats that just came in too. King of the Golden State says with a $5 super chat, Friday the 13th, number 1, the 1 in 10 from Tim is my best in my opinion. We're definitely going to look at that in a second.
That was fun.
And then Rye dropped a $10 super chat. He says, I backed it. I bought 2 copies and 1 copy of Archetype. Hell yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So
right on.
This is what it says for Escape from New York. Gives director and the screenplay and a little quote from Snake Plissken, and then it says, Escape from New York is one of my top 5 favorite genre films ever. At this point in life, my tastes were beginning to lean hard into confluence of post-apocalyptic science fiction, horror, action, adventure that would massively infect the direction of my career as an illustrator. That's the type of stuff, again, your relationship with each one of these films, each one of these pieces, and I love this type of stuff.
I think they all have that impact to a degree. I mean, this is the grist, and I mean, it's why I do what I do. It's why I draw.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, if I had to give that answer, that's what I would say.
I remember the first time I saw this film, life-changing moment. First time I saw this film. This was the first Kurosawa film that I saw, along with most people. It was probably their first Kurosawa film that they saw. But
one of the cool things about the process of this was I had never seen Seven Samurai. I'd seen, Magnificent Seven. I'd seen pictures from Seven Samurai. I loved Toshiro Mifune. But I'd never seen the movie. I'd never actually sat and watched the movie. And so before I started this, I went, there's no way I can draw this and not have watched the movie. So I stuck it in. I found it, and man, it blew my mind. I mean, I watched every Kurosawa film.
Hell yeah.
John Milius effect. I just had to suck up everything he ever did. Redbeard is probably one of my favorites, and it's not even a samurai movie.
Yeah. My favorite is it's got I'm spacing on the name, and it starts with a Y. Let me I'm gonna look it up, but it's kind of like
Yojimbo, right?
Yes.
That's Yojimbo. Okay.
Yojimbo, yes, that is my favorite Kurosawa film. But again, once you see the first 7, when you see Seven Samurai, if that's your first one, you're diving into the rest of the Kurosawa stuff. So yeah, very cool. Yeah,
you just get hooked. It's like I got to go buy that record.
Yeah. So this is how long is? Let's take a look here, you guys. You got 29 days to back this project. So if it's something that you're into, if you're a Tim Bradstreet fan, this is definitely right up your alley. Especially if you're a cinema fan. So go give it a check it out, give it a shot. You know, very, very cool stuff. And
those little bits of commentary are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off there.
no problem. Yeah.
I was just going to say those little bits of commentary, like we were talking about the Snake Plissken one. They vary from me talking about sitting in the theater watching it, to how it inspired me, to just being a fan of the film technically and talking about all the artists involved in making it, or the ones that stuck out to me, whether it be the composer, the cinematographer, the director, the writer, and so my knowledge, I mean, you become a student of the game when you're into stuff like this. So I'm able to talk about that kind of stuff. And I also learned a lot because I had to check my facts too. You know, I'm like, is that right? Or is that just something I heard? And I didn't want to write anything that I couldn't back up. But the truth is I was telling you, it's a conversation. Everybody talks movies, right? Everybody, I think I speak in movie line. I could have a whole conversation with quotes from movies, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of you out there, and so this is, it's very uniquely personal. But I think anybody that's even probably 10 years younger or 10 years older than me in that chunk, this will really resonate with them because they grew up with these movies in some fashion. And
and did you keep the trivia? You said there's gonna be some fun trivia in there. Was there trivia still in the book?
Chest your trivia karate in the back, man. And it's not an easy one. And don't cheat, because it's doing disservice to you.
Yeah.
If you can't, and it's okay if you don't score well. I score it really, like, what should I say? Like a low score. I'm like, dude, that was pretty good. That was not easy. And so it's scored very generously, but I mean, it has to be. And I wanted to make it fun like that. I wanted to feel like a magazine and kind of like, I loved Starlog and stuff like that when I was a kid, and I wanted it to just not be just an art book. And so I just made it about the movies first.
I'm looking at all these films, man. Holy cow.
There's, in some cases, I talk maybe just a tiny bit about the actual art. But that's the anomaly.
I love it.
A lot of your information and stories, though, come from personal relationships too, right? Like from like Near Dark, you know Lance Hendrickson, so I'm sure you have stories, that you're able to pull from.
Oh, I could talk about. I could throw anecdotes all day. I love it. Are you kidding me? And when as Cinematica continues too, it's not just going to be my voice in there. I'm going to have people like Sandy King and Thomas Jane and like people that actually do this stuff talk about the movies that influenced them.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, if you can speak about it passionately, like this thing, like just hit you like a freight train, and like, what inspired you to become an actor? I mean, what was it? There was probably something that really sticks out. What was that? I want to know that.
Let me ask you that. What inspired you to be an artist?
Well, you look at that book right there. It's a pretty big the whole thing. Because I mean, I kind of, I had an idyllic childhood, but no one else was into the stuff that I was into. And, I think you'll find this across, I questioned a bunch of artists, writers, creative people one time. Like, how did you grow up? Did you grow up isolated? Did you grow up in a broken home? And like 9.9 times out of 10, there's something like that to everybody.
Yeah.
There's something that made them like they had to use art as this thing. And maybe it's not 9.9, but it's very close. It's not far.
Man. Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's fascinating.
Listen, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with us, man. And we're gonna bug the shit out of you to come back, and maybe even before this Kickstarter ends, we'll have you maybe come back right as it's about to end, to just bullshit some more with us. And I feel like we've got shows for days with Tim Bradstreet and talking about cool shit and the history of comic book, your comic book story. Like, I think there's a lot more Tim Bradstreet that needs to be on Beyond Wednesdays, man.
I like it.
It's kind of crazy because I'm like, wait a minute, I do have a lot of stories piled up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I started like working in games when I was like, just out of high school, so I've been doing this for 40 years now. I'm like, I just like, it's surreal.
Fucking
legend.
A,
I feel like it's maybe been 15 years.
Before we let you go, I want to ask anybody on the panel if they have any questions. If there's any questions from the chat, I want to give a real big shout out to Rye, who just dropped 50 gifted memberships.
Wow, nice job.
Holding it down as always.
Yep. Yeah.
Tim, I'll tell you, I was messaging Dinesh Shamdasani over at Bad Idea earlier, and I was like, have you done any work with Tim? And he said, I would love to bring him in to Bad Idea, into the stable. So if you have any desire to do some collaboration there, he's very
man, as long as like it's, yeah, absolutely. I work with I'm always open to stuff. Very open.
I would love to see.
Be perfect for him.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was just about to say that. I would love to see some ordained Tim Bradstreet covers. Holy cow.
Ooh, man.
I've never been like a money guy either. Like I'm like, what's your budget? Like, if you can't afford this, what is your budget? What can you afford? And I'll work with people, especially if you like the material. I think that speaks for itself. It's
I would love to see an ordained book. But he just said, let him know I loved his early tabletop work. So really cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
love the old fans, the old guys that have been around for a while.
Another question from the chat was asking about your Star Wars stuff, and if you did the Boba Fett 1/2 from the Wizard Star Wars thing, and you are 100% right, to Mrs. Horsecock Express, one of the greatest names in YouTube history, who says, didn't Tim do that badass Boba Fett 1/2 from Wizard back in the day? Yes, he did.
Well,
Nailed it.
It's you can't take total. It's not a shot that's unknown. I mean, that's a shot people see, but it's all on how you interpret it. It's your stylization, your filter, and and I shot the other two guys, so I'm all good. I gave that to Jeremy at a show in Detroit, Motor City Con one year, and
that's rad.
I just felt like I had to give it to him.
Talk about that. Talk about original art, and like, do you do traditional, pen and ink on some type of a board, or are you both using tablets and stuff? Like, what is your art process? And when it comes to buying your original art, talk a little bit about that too.
I'm saying until I'm going to say 2016 or 17. Until then, I was practical all the way, and I started doing digital work as a necessity because I had to get stuff done fast, and I didn't want to do much of it because I wanted to be working on Cinematica stuff. And I don't mean it didn't exist at Cinematica then; it was just stuff I was doing. And Jesus, I almost lost my train of thought there. Well, maybe I did.
Yeah. No, your original art and how what's your strategy with selling your original art? That type of thing.
I have an art dealer named Mark Hay, who is splashpageart.com, and Mark is he's a great guy, and he approached me in the 90s in Dallas, and it was really hard to get me to kind of convince me to give him a shot. And eventually he was just persistent, and man, I couldn't deny the fact that he seemed honest as the day is long, and he is. And so I finally said yes, and he always calls me his first one. I was his first.
That's awesome.
Because it opened the door for other guys. You know, you land somebody, and then you have credibility. And,
right.
so,
he's a good dude.
so he takes care of me. He's awesome.
Mark's a great dealer. We really like. So I buy a lot of art, and Mark is one of my favorites to work with. He's very, very, like you said, very honest, very straightforward.
Got the customer service down. He's I mean, you know, he doesn't
Class act.
take a ton.
Yep.
He's very reasonable, and plus he's turned that into something else too, handling other artists, commission stuff. That the big show he does in Orlando with the comic art fans.
Yep.
Brian. Yeah, he's got a lot going on. And he's earned it. He's earned his way to that spot. He's been doing
Hispanic Batman.
Yeah, I love Hispanic Batman. That's from a magazine that's published out of New York called Royal Flush. It's total pop culture. Lots of comics, lots of articles on. They let me do an interview with Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Oh, that's sick.
I was like, I got it. I know he lives in San Diego. Let me write that one as well as draw it. You know.
Hell yeah.
That's a fun one. But yeah, so yeah, I would say somewhere like 90% is tactile. I'd like to phase the digital stuff out completely, maybe the color. But when I dropped off the grid there for a while and just wasn't feeling like working on comics and stuff like that, I really kind of fell into this trap of doing things quicker.
Yeah.
On the computer, and I don't prefer that at all. I think I have a ball doing it. I love to experiment. There's no problem with that, but I like to have an original.
Yep.
I do not like the feeling of not having an original, and I do not like the feeling of not taking that crow quill and carving it with that paper and just creating that stylization. On the computer, you don't have that feel. You just completely lose it. Unless maybe you have a Cintiq monitor, and I don't. I use. I mean, come on, is that a dinosaur or what?
Yeah. Great. No, I love it. Like, I mean, as an art collector, it's one of the things I love is to, like, you know, to feel the scribe where the crow quill hits, you know, and you feel the indentations and the lines, and like, I mean, that's the magic, you know.
It's what I love about looking at other people's art, right? I mean,
yeah, totally.
I just love that stuff. Everything about it. My favorite thing's always been to ink.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think we got some giveaway. Do you want to do a giveaway there, Adam? I mean,
let's do it.
Sure. Yeah. How many likes we have in the chat right now?
How many likes do we have? I love that. Adam's like, yeah, let me
134 people here.
We have 136 people watching, you guys. Hit that like button.
Okay. Let's get some likes. We'll do some likes.
Come on.
We'll do the sold out Dreadful 3 preview edition. And this actually ties into Tim, because Tim is going to be joining us soon on Dreadful 3. So you'll have
hell yeah.
It's going to be fun, man. I love doing that stuff. I've been doing covers for John Carpenter's Tales for Halloween Night this is our 12th year this year. I love it. And it's an annual, and it's, you know, it's an anthology book. So it's like, and there are interstitials, and, you know, by all kinds of writers and artists. It's got a lot of great, she let me write one. Jeez. I mean, come on. That was fun.
So we're at 69 likes, you guys. Get us to 100. There's 136 watching now, and we'll drop that giveaway in honor of a legend, Tim Bradstreet, joining us tonight, you guys.
Can I ask Tim a quick question?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry bringing it back to the Punisher, because that's my guy. I have to. How do you like where the Punisher is today, the current Punisher with John Bernthal, because he's drawn from a lot of your cover work to develop the personality. Because I saw him do an interview where he said he actually went to a comic store, and the guy specifically grabbed a lot of your covers and said, "Don't fuck this up. This is what you got to look like to be that guy." And so when you see Bernthal, do you say, you know, if I drew the Punisher today, it would look like that guy right now? Because Bernthal looks like a fucking guy who looks like he's been through war, been through hell. You know, he looks like the Punisher, man, you know?
John's pretty awesome. And I didn't know what to think of him initially. When he was on Walking Dead, I was kind of like, I didn't like the character. I think that's probably what it was.
Right.
And then you see Fury and stuff like that, and you kind of really, you kind of feel that he's an animal, you know?
Right.
And I was at a convention and he was did a Q&A on stage, and I went down there because a buddy of mine, Jimmy Palmiotti, was doing the interview with him, and I was stunned at how articulate he was. I mean, vastly so. I was totally impressed by him. I was like, wow. But I mean, I liked him before that. When he first got the Netflix Punisher thing, I was like, wow, he'll be great. He'll be great. I was never standing on that. What's funny is like, you know, when I went to the Warzone premiere, Tom Jane dropped me off. we had a publishing company, ARAH Studios, and I was just hanging out over at his house because I came up for this thing, and I left my car somewhere. We were running around, and he goes, "Well, why don't I just give you a ride over there?" And I'm like, "Are you serious? You want to drop me off at the Punisher premiere? Are you sure?" He's like, "No, what the hell? I don't care." And I just felt when I got out of that car, I mean, how surreal is that, right?
80 likes, guys. 80 likes. Hit those like buttons.
Yeah, 19 more.
And the way that we do giveaways here, you guys, is anybody that's in the live chat that types anything in the live chat, you're part of the giveaway now. So all you got to do is type something in the live chat, and it takes a random commenter from the live chat for the giveaway. So you guys are 20 likes away from doing that giveaway. Again, and I want to remind everybody, the Kickstarter just started tonight. You guys can find the link to that in the description below and in the live chat as well. You know, a really, really cool project that we've been talking about tonight. And I think especially Tim Bradstreet fans are just going to really geek out over it. So make sure you guys check that out. And, you know, again, real quick, shout out to Rye with the $2 super chat saying, shout out to Thomas Jane Punisher. Amen. Amen. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Tom's a great guy. I love Tom a lot.
Yeah.
We talk all the time. He's a dear friend.
So yeah, I ran into him at New York Comic Con this 2025. He was walking around and he was at the booth next to me, and somebody came running over to me because they know I'm a huge Punisher fan. They said, look who's over there. And I ran over and I got a picture with him. Super nice guy, man.
Last question for you, Tim.
That can be either way, depending. He's mercurial.
Last question for you. Because we're a big part of our channel is just collecting. We love collectibles. We're all, you know, we all have something that we collect and that we, you know, is our passion. What does Tim Bradstreet collect?
What is that? Is that gold? Is that a scarab?
This is one of the 2 Kronos eggs from Guillermo del Toro's movie Kronos. And,
nice.
It's one of my.
Hold that back up again. Can you hold that back up one more time?
Let's see if I can get it to.
Oh wow!
You can see it. And so the story behind this is that I guess so they were shooting the movie. They talked to this. I think Guillermo found this jeweler that could make this kind of cool, intricate stuff. I mean, that looks like a Guillermo del Toro drawing right there come to life. It is. It's got to be. I bet he drew this and said, make it like this. And I was just at his house. I did a show down in Austin years ago. And Guillermo had just moved, and he was living in Austin, and he'd moved from Guadalajara. And I met him before that at a show. At a show, he came to see me. He was doing a sign. He was doing promoting Mimic at Planet Hollywood, and I was at Dragon Con. And a buddy of mine had gone down to see him and get a signed poster, and he comes back, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm the only one who knows who Guillermo del Toro was at this time in this area, you know." And he was like, "Yeah, he's down at Planet Hollywood." And I was like, "Oh man, that's kind of a walk. I don't know. It's Sunday. I'm like, I can't get down there." And I don't know, about 10 or 15 minutes later, I turned around to say something to him, and my buddy was gone. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think anything of it. About 10 or 15 minutes later, this guy walks in front of my table. He's got all these posters under his arm, and I kind of look at him for a second, and I go, Guillermo? Wow. And he's like, your friend told me I was coming to meet the vampire artist, but I didn't know he meant the vampire artist. And I was like, oh, my God, I think I'm in love. And we hit it off really well, and he ended up doing a forward for my first book, Maximum Black, which got brought up tonight.
Yep.
And And then he called me one day and he's like, "Hey, I want you to work on this movie called Monte Cristo." That's another story. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, I was at the show and Guillermo wanted to have me over for dinner or go out to dinner, and so he came and picked me up, and we went back to his place, and we're in his I mean, the one in Austin, it's like an upstairs attic, but it's huge, right? And he's got all his Corbin paintings and like toys everywhere, and it's like you walk in and it's like you're in Guillermo del Toro museum, right? And I got popped in the tooth there. I got a little Leon Spinks happening. And he goes, I would love to get a piece of your work. And I said, yeah, I take what you want. And he goes through it and he picks out the Hellblazer cover. And of course it's like a cathedral, right? And it's like Guillermo, like, that's that material for him. Anything with plastic and statues, and cathedral.
Yeah.
And you see it all in Frankenstein, by the way. You look at that movie, that's like Guillermo's, the dream he's been having for 54 years. And so he picked that thing, and I really, honestly, I thought he was going to go, how much do you want for it? And hand me a wad of cash. And when he didn't, I was somewhat disappointed because I was like, I really want him to do better this weekend.
And you're Guillermo del Toro.
He goes, how about this? And I go, oh yeah, I know what that is. I would love to, absolutely. Thank you. I mean,
that's awesome.
And apparently, he had two made for the movie, and they got stolen off the set, like maybe in pre-production. I don't even know how far they weren't very far into filming, and they didn't have their Chronos eggs, so he had to go and commission two more, and that's there's two that are lost somewhere. They'll come up on the black market someday, and then there's, of course, Guillermo has the articulate hero egg, and I have the kind of more prop egg.
That's awesome, dude.
This little arm that comes out that gets you. It's just so cool.
Yeah. It's even cooler that it came straight from him. That's the cool part.
I mean, it's pinch yourself stuff sometimes. It really is.
Yeah.
Art for art. That's cool.
There's one more question from the chat. DJ is asking, what was your first published cover?
Retaliator was a mini series from Eclipse, 93, I want to say.
There you go.
And a buddy of mine from the ISU theater department, and Jim Kasperzik posed for that, and he just, the guy was like, I mean, geez, if you can cast theater people or actors to do photo shoots, man, it's so easy to get cool stuff because they're just fearless. And so working with Jim was a lot of fun.
That's cool,
Retaliator.
Man. There we go. Retaliator. Here it is, right here, I believe. Let's take a look and see if this is
green. Yeah, it's colored by Paul Mounts.
Yeah, I have that.
That's sick.
Known Paul a long time, and I thought he did a great job on it.
We have basically filled out the Beyond Wednesdays creator first list with Tim Bradstreet from Tim Bradstreet, ladies and gentlemen. You guys, thank you so much to Tim for joining us tonight. We're gonna have you back soon, at least before the Kickstarter ends, and then hopefully this is more of many Tim Bradstreet appearances on Beyond Wednesdays. And make sure you guys go check out the Kickstarter. And thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Anytime, man.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
We'll see you next time, brother.
Guys.
All right. Love you, bro. Talk to you soon. One of the good guys, one of the best in the business right there, you guys. I mean, like,
That's
iconic, right? Iconic artists, comic book artists, especially when it comes to the Punisher stuff, right? He's iconic Punisher stuff. Just a really good dude. And by the way, got some great stories, right? He was dropping knowledge up here.
Yeah,
so
that's nothing too, man. He's unlimited stuff.
It's crazy. So we do have a giveaway to give away, you guys.
We got 100 likes.
Show that giveaway one more time, Adam, for everybody out here. This is going to be the giveaway, and this is the Dreadful 3 Kickstarter preview.
No,
book.
yeah, this was just a preview we did for MegaCon. Sold out quick, and we have a few of them for you guys tonight, depending on the likes.
Well, here we go. Here we go.
That's awesome.
Congratulations to
Let's go.
Heroes Reborn. No.
Where's
saw
Hood?
Joe
Hood
Red
should be in
Hood.
here. I
Hey,
saw Red
Hood is
Hood
in
in there.
there.
Yeah.
I saw Hood on there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Nice win, Jeremy. There we go. Jeremy
How do I get Jeremy's
7428. Jeremy Andrew 7428. Make sure you hit up Comic Boards Inc. on IG. I'll go. It's very easy to find. I'll drop the link for you. Let us know if you're in the chat. And either way, there he is. He's there. Go give Comics Board Inc. a follow on Instagram, Jeremy, and we'll if you don't end up getting a hold of him, we'll definitely do that. But I also want to remind everybody about probably one of the most beautiful covers that we've ever done over here at Beyond Wednesdays, and Clutch dropping a killer Jonathan Knight.
So cool.
G.I. Joe, Real American Hero 328 Scarlet variant. You guys, only 300 trade dress, 300 virgin foil. You can get each one individually, depending on what you want, for $20 a piece, and a set for $40. Very limited, and super, super affordable for a great cover. Like Jonathan Knight's been killing it as of late, man.
Yeah, he's got. It's also too. It's cool too because like these are full on paintings, and I believe he's already sold this one too. I think when he mentioned he was going to do it, the guy who bought his other G.I. Joe stuff was like, "I'll buy it," like sight unseen.
Wow,
so,
that's cool.
You said this Jonathan Knight. You said Jonathan Knight has like a real day job too. That he's not just a professional artist.
I think
like
so.
full
I
time.
think so.
Wow, that's crazy. He's amazing.
Yeah. By the way, I just forgot we didn't even get a chance to talk to Tim about his absolute Batman stuff. I kicked him off too early. I mean, look at this cover. This is his absolute Batman number 20 cover that we're gonna have him on.
I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I think this. I'm not sure if this one. The other one's the one that got put out.
19
this
just
one,
came
I think
out.
He just made a post.
Maybe this is on FOC.
Is it?
It might be on FOC, or it's coming up. But this is gorgeous, and I'll find out more about it real quick.
That's
but
no, we that wasn't FOC. We just ordered.
It wasn't. I'll be right back, you guys.
Amazing.
I don't think so.
That's
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure. I don't think that was.
No, I think
I thought he made a post saying that like that's one that didn't get picked up. Maybe like he did a couple, and the one that 19 did come out, but I'm not sure if that one did. It was on his IG that he posted or his Facebook post. I can't remember what it
that would be a great.
Because I ordered all the covers on Monday. I don't think that was one.
Yeah.
All the ones I could, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this one won't see print. He says, I
Yeah.
recently knocked out a couple absolute Batman variants for 19 and 20. Number 20 just dropped on Wednesday. If you're interested in obtaining a copy either, my buddy Joe's website. So it's 217exclusives.com. Joe was instrumental in hooking me up with the gig. Thanks, Joe. There are 3 different variants for 19: trade dress, virgin variant, and a foil exclusive. Not sure the issue 20 is it's going to come out. So hitting the finish line near run. So yeah, there's an issue 19 out there, guys.
Crazy.
Yeah, that one came out.
Crazy.
We got so the next giveaway, you guys, we'll see what likes we're gonna get at. We'll do some of the t-shirts.
Okay.
This is, one of the Dreadful t-shirt.
Already won that.
Give away a t-shirt next.
Well, actually, you know what? The site shows that the 20 is there too. So,
oh, really?
217exclusives.com, guys. These are issues 19 and 20 are available. 20's got 3 different versions. Trade dress, virgin, and a foil.
You're frozen, Clutch.
Am
Yeah,
I?
you're frozen,
You
Clutch.
hear
It's
me?
wild.
Yeah,
It's
you've been
wild
playing-
listening to
kinda
you
cool,
talk
though.
and your
Freezing
faces
tonight.
are moving.
I mean,
Yeah.
by the way,
Like
these, if you guys can't hear me, if you go on to 217exclusives.com, guys, come check it out. The set of 3 is on sale for $55 to get all 3 of the books.
You're like a ventriloquist right now.
That's a great
love
deal.
that.
Right? Like
Yeah, trade
$55
being-
That's a
for
good deal.
Batman books.
Yeah. Trades at 15.
Dude,
The number
not-
20
not
set is
bad.
also 55. Which isn't
guys,
out yet,
Ventriloquist Clutch. I love it. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
I will have to. I don't know what's going on. I'll log out and log back in. I see
Oh,
myself.
you're moving.
Now you're moving.
moving.
Now you're moving.
We knew
Am I
you was
moving?
AI.
Yeah, it does. It's
Move
been
it.
freezing up. We'll let you know if it freezes.
I mean,
Leg is
So-
frozen now.
Again, the Batman. This is fucking gorgeous.
was
Did we
reading.
find out where it was from?
Yeah, it's available, Brian. 217exclusives.com. There's an issue 19 and an issue 20.
Did they? I don't know a lot about them. They have a lot of good deals. I see.
Well, here you go. Let's throw some love out there.
Oh shit!
Heck
I
yeah.
gotta get
There
it.
you guys go. That's a beautiful cover.
Can I tell you something so exciting?
Yes.
Tell me.
Tonight, while we're on the show, we just did a site refresh with Absolute Batman, and we have all of issue 1 as a reader. It looks so good.
Oh, you mean all the pages? Is that what
All the
you're saying?
pages?
All of the original pages. Yeah. It's crazy.
Hold on. Let's go take a look at that.
Wow.
Snick.com. Oh, look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
Jesus.
Scrolling, yeah. Go up to, if you scroll up a
I
little bit,
love
Brian,
that,
go
how
click
cool
on,
that is with the scrolling. But look how beautiful
click on launch
that
reader.
looks. The site looks
check this
great,
out.
bro. Holy cow.
Check this out.
Mhm.
Wow.
This is killer.
I love
this. Is so
this.
good.
Isn't that rad?
Missing page 3 though. Come on, bro.
It's a DPS.
Come on, bro.
It's fixed. The update hasn't
Show
pushed.
is missing page 3.
This is as of 5 minutes ago. You guys are getting the first look at this.
I was complaining.
I know,
That's
I love
so
it.
good, bro. Look
Isn't
how
that
good the
cool?
site looks. That's a great opening with the scroll on the bottom. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So make sure you guys go check out the website, snick.com. Any updates on this? I mean, other than the way it looks, how's everything been going over there? You still rolling out the
awesome.
the little
Yeah.
60-second things?
Lots. We've been on pause for 60 seconds because I had to do some travel with family and work,
Uh-huh.
but we are definitely back on it this week. We're working on some stuff. So that's been a big focus of us. We did a major overhaul here. So you've got, we did a tribute to Sam Keith. Amazing there. We still have our top trend trending. So every day that's constantly updating. And then our buddy Patrick Reed, who did, right there. Patrick did all of like the Jack Kirby exhibition and Marvel traveling exhibits. He's doing a curator like column for us now, which is really cool. So he's just picking stuff from the site and talking about, various things. It's
And
really cool.
this event's coming up too.
Hey, can't wait for
Collector
that.
Summit, yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, we have such big news that we're about to launch. I can't give it all away yet. But I will say that Dan Quintana will be there and Ito will be there.
Ito too. Wow.
Ito.
That is a big deal.
We've got another really big one that we're pretty close to finalizing.
Did you have to bring out Will from Top Shelf?
All right, so we have Mike here.
You froze again, Clutch.
Yeah, we have Mike here. So I want to talk a little bit about the Death of Superman sale because we haven't really had much to talk about it because we wanted Mike to be here for it. But Comic Link, was it Comic Link that had
Comic Connect? Comic Connect in Metropolis. So
Comic Connect had the Death of Superman artwork that was for sale. Went for multiple pieces. Went for a lot of money. As for example, this one sold for just under $1.875 million for the cover of Superman 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
that was a really, really big get right there.
I mean,
the pages went high. I mean, it was mixed. There were certainly some pages that didn't go quite as high, but we saw many pages hit like in that $400,000 to $500,000 range. Just insane.
Yeah.
We had
very interesting because the vast. Let's do a quick rundown of just what it was. It was almost the entire issue, Death of Superman issue, right?
So there were allegedly 3 pages that were kept. So Jurgens, Breeding, and then the editor all kept a page. And so there was this, I guess, sold back in the 90s or early 2000s for like, I don't know, I have it somewhere. It's like 23,000. Then it sold again for like 200,000 privately. And then like someone managed to pry another page from one of those 3. And then they put this all together. There was a dark horse in this thing where they put the logo. The logo had actually been purchased separately, and that was added to this auction lot at the last minute, like 10 days left in the auction. And I
wanna
think
bring
that
that
pulled
up.
around.
Where's
Yeah, I
that?
think that pulled around 500,000. Yeah, right
Is it
there.
right here? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the
Bleeding
bloody
Cool
logo.
did a little thing on it. And
Yep.
this is that the image that sold? This actual image?
That's the artwork that
How mu
sold.
how
Okay,
much did it
I
sell
think it was
for? Do you remember?
I think it was
Sorry.
like 500,000-ish, right around that
Wow.
500,000 mark.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really big. And that had sold previously. It had been in a private collection for a while. But that was, I think that was right for the consigner. They saw that all these pages were being consigned and they thought, oh, here's my chance to capitalize on the momentum. It was a smart thing to do.
Yeah. There was a lot of people that did did reports on this. And
Yep.
very interesting. I think that, and this is just, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but there is some interesting posts that I've seen on social media about this whole thing. Some forums out there that are kind of saying there's might be a little bit of fuckery going on here. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I'll tell you what. The internet is crazy, and the internet will do some deep diving, and if there is, it'll eventually come out.
They'll
I
uncover
imagine.
it.
Yeah, they'll uncover it.
It's it's interesting just in kind of my circles. A lot of the like when I think about sort of the big top 10 collectors that are out there in the art community, I didn't see sort of the usual suspects on these things. And so we won't know until these pages surface in collections. We won't know who got them, right? But a few people have claimed, they've copped to buying a few pages. So it's going to be interesting to see where these pages land, because it's, some of the top collectors out there weren't the guys, like the usual suspects weren't involved in some of this takedown. So yeah, curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it makes me think that, is there new money coming into this because from the collectibles world?
Yeah.
Logan Paul just came out today and said that he's gonna dump all his money that he's been making off the Pokemon stuff into manga, graded manga.
Yeah, there's a big push for that right now. I've seen that I'm sure you guys have all seen the same posts, where you're seeing this thing sold a few months ago. Now it's like 10x. I'm always a little bit suspect about any collectible hobby that gets built. Sometimes it feels like, people will say something gets shilled or something gets pushed. I think what happens, that could happen. And I'm not speaking to any specific hobby. I think there's a natural tendency, whether it's, pulps or whatever it is, comics, like where maybe some of the initial sales do sort of get pumped up more, and then it builds this infrastructure. I think we saw that with video games a little bit. Video games had a real big run, and then it sort of built an infrastructure below some of those initial like knee-jerk sales. So I don't know. I'm personally bullish on manga. I don't own any. So full disclosure, I don't own any manga. But I am kind of bullish on the idea of it because I think it's where the next generation is going, right? Like when you think about the young kids, like go to a Barnes and Noble and like look at the section of graphic novels. It's like 3 to 4 times manga versus like Marvel and DC right now. It's crazy. So I think when you look at like One Piece and some of the crossover there, Dragon Ball Z, I think that there's a lot of crossover there. And so, I can't speak to the sales that have happened, but I think that I am bullish on the idea of manga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want that guy
makes
in our
sense.
backyard? Do we want him on trying to get the AF-15s and the Action
Logan
Comics
Paul?
ones or not? Yeah.
I would rather have him doing it.
Is he good for our sport or not?
I would rather have him doing it than somebody who, might not be like, let me put it this way. There could be some like crazy mogul out there. No, you're not, Clutch. You're not frozen. I'll let you know if you're frozen. So there could be like some, person out there that just is super gazillionaire rich that nobody knows about, that's just buying it all and putting it away. At least if Logan Paul buys it, he's going to make posts about it. He's going to make people excited about collecting again. And I know a lot of people think he's a douchebag, and I, agree on a lot of those points, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have a young content creator that into this and create the excitement than anything else. You know what I mean? Clutch
Yeah,
and
like
Frozen
I'm more excited about him kind of joining in.
You might want to
than, like,
unplug and replug in your thing. Sorry about that, Mike. Go ahead.
take it out and blow the dust off and then put it back in.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. I'm more excited about
Good
like the Paul brothers or Logan specifically than somebody even like Mr. Wonderful, even though he's like an institutional investor, right? Like
Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, mainly because I think that, you know, we want to see longevity in the hobby, and it's going to take the next generation to get into it. And he has influence over that next generation. Post Malone, right? Eminem, like there's a lot of really big collectors that, you know, sort of have hinted at their collection, but haven't totally come out and said, "Oh, this is all the stuff that I have," and rightly so. But there's a lot of money in here. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And I agree, and that's kind of why I asked. And that's always actually the biggest fear is like the private guy or like some oil sheik or something that like doesn't really have ties and isn't known here, but just decides he likes it and wants to sort of floss with it. And then just doesn't give a shit about it, and it's never to be seen like the light of day, like the history of time.
By the way, big shout out real quick to our boy DJ K, 300 comic guy. I think that's DJ who's been with us for a long time community member. He says, just bought Exquisite Corpses 10, 11, and 12 from bigclutch.com, you guys, where you can also get this beautiful Jonathan Knight variant. But if you guys haven't checked it out real quick, I did want to bring that up. All the Exquisite Corpses variants are still there's some of them. Yeah.
That's cool. Speaking of great looking sites, look at this thing. Man.
I know, right?
The site looks like it does not look up to date.
What are you talking about? It looks good, bro.
good.
It looks really good. Yeah.
Not up to date either.
Yeah. At least you have, fuck it. It's good. Good to me.
Blake and I had the same web designer, so he's now with child, so it's gonna take some time for us to get up to speed. But yes,
anybody knows how to play with Shopify? It takes me 70 hours to remember how to do things.
I want to
like I just did this, and like we have another variant. This is gonna go bad, but it's gonna not. I don't know.
I want to bring up something real quick that we talked about a little bit on the industry show the other night. And that is the Scott Snyder sale or giveaway whatnot thing that happened. Did you guys see that? What did you guys? Well, real quick, shout out to Rye with the $10 super chat. He says, "I don't dig Logan Paul on social media. Great professional wrestler though. But yeah, I think any attention brought to the hobby is great. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate Rye. You've been dropping super chats, and shout out to Kevin, official
MVP.
music pub, who just dropped 20 gifted members. I can't thank you guys enough for the support over here. It's been amazing lately, and I just want you guys to know that. Like, seriously, thank you from all of us. Like, it's been great. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the Scott Snyder stuff. I want to know your guys' thoughts. If you guys saw the Scott Snyder giveaway, for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about in the audience, Scott Snyder, in my opinion, as a response to like some of the bad juju that's kind of been going on with Absolute Batman Quintana and some of the other exclusive drops on these live platforms that maybe haven't worked quite so well, I think Scott Snyder saw that, and part of me believes that, like, Scott Snyder being who he is, which he just seems like a really good dude in my opinion, I don't know him, but he was like, you know what, there's some bad stuff like that I don't want just lingering. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give away all my comps. So he went to his storage locker, he said, and grabbed all of his comps for Absolute Batman, and just started he with comic sketch art, created a whatnot giveaway last night where he gave away, and he signed these books, and they were grading them for free, and they were just giveaways the whole night. They did like 40 or 50 giveaways.
There was a lot of giveaways, but they also sold a ton of books.
Okay, but that was a sale before that, right? They did an actual sale, and then they did the giveaway, right?
I mean, throughout the day,
they sold all day long.
How much?
They sold from breakfast till morning till night.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they were trying to find a sweet spot. I think that's how the guy described it. as far as not knowing and trying to do sudden death. And then there's the issue. It's difficult. Not if you're one of us, but if you're those guys, it's difficult to run an auction with 1,500 people because we don't care what things sell for. We want them to sell for a lot of money. But like for them, even for a sudden death, because you don't know what you're going to pay for, it's going to end before if you keep extending it. So there was like that first, the first Felix cardstock variant went for I think $950 or something with like a 5 or 10 second, you know. And they're like, oh, it's personal collection of Scott Snyder, you know. It is too. I mean, it's his comp. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like his childhood books or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's totally thing. I don't think he's writing AP on them or anything, which is, you know, totally fine. So I enjoyed doing it. Like they did make money. The buy it now drops were so fast. Like I wasn't even close. They're just
because there also wasn't a lot of copies in there too. Like there was maybe 15 or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And so when they were first starting off, like they'd have the new number 19 up, like cover B, and not signed yet, just sitting up there, and it goes for like $250, which is, you know, a brand new $6 book.
Yeah.
And Scott, you know, he would he would charge $20 to sign it. There's gonna be an upsell on that, of course. Like that's the whole point. You're not sitting in front of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some went high. I don't think any went low. I don't think they ever would go low in that situation. So, but I mean, overall, I think they did do a good amount of goodwill here.
Yeah.
Without killing values, without killing those of us, I'm clearly included, that do resell that stuff. So I think I think it was good, and
that's what Scott, I kind of want to talk about.
Absolutely genuine guy.
I think it was a masterclass on like how to show gratitude, and also he made some money, but also show gratitude and like PR, like, you know, good job on Scott Snyder to recognize that maybe there's a little bad PR going on right now. Let's do something extra. But the part I want to get into is shout out to Swag. I had a good conversation with Swag the other day, and he actually put a video out about this where he talked about how, you know, with these live selling platforms, whatnot, eBay Live, Facebook Marketplace, IG, there's a bunch of new ones coming out all the time. The creators and the publishers have figured out a way to, you know, jump over the middleman being the retailer and go direct to consumer. And that includes not only their books, and their product, but their autographs. And Scott Snyder can sit in his home, just like this right here. And, you know, big shout out to him. His whole family was sick. He was running back and forth doing things for his family, but he was able to do it from his home. And instead of having to go to a con and, you know, spend his whole week at a con and this and that, it's very easy. And guess who's coming to support it? He doesn't have to do it himself. Comic Sketch Art is going to facilitate it. CGC is going to facilitate for Todd McFarlane. You know, there's people that are facilitating it. So what's happening is this shift in the dynamic of creator, publisher, and they're selling their autograph, convention, where to get their autographs. And then there's this big part of the world that, like, the people that, you know, it's a big part of their business. You know, Leg, you just kind of keyed in on that. Getting autographs is a big part of your business. You go to cons, you get a lot of autographs. Are you worried at all that this is going to, you know, affect you in that way at all?
Not completely. Like there's got to be zig and zag in everything that you do. For Scott Snyder, it's such a big deal. I think he's the type of person that would actually keep this alive and keep going out to meet fans and talk to people.
Agree. Yeah.
And I think he's a spectacular ambassador.
Yeah.
You know, he can give you a pretty autograph in about a second and a half, literally. And if everybody cut out the middleman, like everything dies, right? You know what I mean? Not everybody. So like if everybody if everybody's gonna sit in there and be one of 1,500 people in these shows, and
Scott Snyder, I just want to.
Sorry about that.
Out of no problem. So many of the people just strike out in all these shows, or with the creators, they go too high. There's going to be a premium with them that they will get the premium. But like, if nobody preaches their name anymore, like if you don't want to saying your name, saying who you like, saying who's nice, who you deal with, who you don't deal with, and things like that. I think that just there's a middle area of people who literally are salesmen. I know there's people that watch my live shows that are in here now. I like to talk to people and say nice things when they're applicable, and generally, to tell you the truth, I don't try to badmouth unless something extraordinary happened. Say anything bad about anybody, I just would move on. But I really I'm not extraordinarily worried. But like we said, when the middleman dies, when all the variants are $80 and signed copies are $500, I mean it's bad for the industry. It really, really is. It's like, to get something more affordable from someone that you trust, that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. So,
Fletch, what are your thoughts?
I don't think you have anything to worry about. I think.
Go ahead, Adam. Yeah.
I think artists and creators, there's so many of them. They don't want to do this. They don't want to go online and sell their stuff and ship and pack and all that stuff. They have no desire to do that. That's why I exist. As far as with Sveta and with Andrew and stuff like that, is they want nothing to do with selling the book. They want to art. They want to create their projects.
They're creatives.
And
Yeah.
There's such a huge pool of artists and writers out there that if your Scott Snyders and your Todd McFarlane start doing whatnot or start doing direct, that's fine. It's just them. They're still going to be at those.
And
you still have a huge pool
for comic sketch art. We're using them as an example. Yeah, Scott Snyder is a major draw for them.
Yeah,
like to get you get to Scott Snyder. They'll have in Orlando where they have 40 artists like all lined up all around an entire half of a horseshoe up there. Well, the lines in the there's the Scott Snyder lines, the tickets for Scott Snyder, for Jock, for the other people who are going to be there. Like it's the rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. Yeah. Like if you don't, Scott Snyder gets you in the door, but then you're spending money with artist X, artist Y, artist Z, getting everybody down the aisle. Oh, this guy's here. Oh, I remember. Oh, he did that cover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that guy's great. I love that guy. And that goes for all the big companies or anything like that. You hope you get fragged, to catch on and catch new fans. So
yeah.
This to me, which I just love though, it feels like kind of a return to like the 90s where your creators are your all-stars again, and that I like that. I like that the creators are the center of attention because it makes the publishers really take notice and have to treat them better. I mean, we heard from Bradstreet just, an hour ago, right? Like he's making less money today than they were paying in the 80s and 90s. And that's a travesty, right? Partly sales are down. It hasn't been as profitable, right? But still, when you have this type of secondary source of income or another income stream through, the artist actually selling some of that stuff, like I'm actually for it because it keeps creators in the industry, good creators. So I'm pro that aspect of it personally.
Real quick, Rye just dropped a $10 super chat, which is a great comment. He says, I can't get to every show. Big Leg and Clutch are out there doing the actual legwork. I will never stop tuning into their streams. And that's a great point. Clutch, you got any comment on that?
Yeah, it's 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 funny. I had a dealer hit me up when he saw that. He's like, I talked to 3 dealers the day that got announced he was going to do this stream, and they saw that he's got hundreds of our comps and this, that, and the other. Right? You didn't have to. We understood.
Yeah, we got it, brother. We love you, bro.
We got you, dude.
Appreciate the super chat again. But they were a little like, turned off in the fact that he was, these are their variants or whatever. I think they thought there was going to be hundreds of each of their own, and it turned out that it wasn't. He had, maybe 15 max of any one book, which is, still within a very tolerable number for comps. But, I do appreciate these type of things. It was a big day. It's hard. You can't appease every single person.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very nice thing to do, to be like, hey man, I'm going to offer it up. I tried to buy a couple things. They went too fast. I did get a t-shirt. I will say that. I got one of the front of the line shirts very early on. So, which I thought was also a weird thing that they offered. Did you guys see that at all?
Mm-mm.
So they had t-shirts that if you bought the t-shirts on the stream, any convention that Scott's at this year, if you take the shirt and you're wearing the shirt, you can jump to the front of the line.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Holy
bro.
fuck, how'd I miss that?
That's a
How many
big
did
come
they
up.
sell?
Oh, you can have all my comic books. I just want that, dude.
I'm gonna have to get a skinny friend to go with me to wear it.
Bro, that is such a good idea. I can't.
Push medium.
Please,
Let's
other
go.
artists or
Just
creators,
dude.
think of those type of ideas.
Yeah, so that was a really neat thing to do. I think it's going to cause mayhem, but he also does that. Apparently, if you sign up for his Substack, there is some sort of, you do get a jump a line too. So there's some other stuff too if you're also following him on the what's the Black Jacket, whatever, Jacket Society or whatever it is.
Yep.
So it's really cool. I did like it. I was bummed I couldn't get anything, but I also understand, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to get everything. That's just the nature of the beast. The auctions were crazy. I'm still trying to grasp we've talked about this, in our text chains a bunch and in private chats, but like, I don't know where all this money is coming from and what is going on right now. It's crazy that people are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for, recent variants and signatures and all that stuff. But, again, as Mike was saying too, that it is the time of the artist. Like we have a slightly renewed superstars right now, and people just want to support them and give what they can. And so it's great. Like there's been so many years that artists weren't getting, this love. You think of like, Tim earlier talking about like being at a show, and he's like, I didn't, you made a little bit of amount. You could have made a little bit more if you charged signatures. But like now, if like Tim was putting out that Punisher stuff now, I think that would be like, he'd be friggin' top 5. He'd be on the top 5 list every freaking month, or on the top 10 every week. It's like, it's crazy. So I'm here for it. But I also want to help foster bringing up new voices and new creators. So, and we're going to give you guys reasonable prices on our shows.
Yeah, that's I gotta. So that's a great point, Clutch. I think that there's a couple of things that need to happen that are so important and that need to happen. And that's showing by example, right? If you're a retailer out there that you have a problem with like how things are working, like lead by example. Like, if you're a little worried about how much things are going for, you see a $70 variant for a brand new exclusive variant limited to 2,000 or 3,000 copies, and that kind of makes you go, what the fuck? Hey, sell yours for 35. Show that it can be done. You can do it successfully. You can make money off of it, and it's going to lead to better things down the line. Creating communities is such a key thing that I don't think people realize how important it is. And I'm going to keep on screaming in the aisles about it. Use that. Wait for the long money. Create communities. Create people that want to support you and support the brand and support your artwork and whatever it is. But lead by example. That's fucking important, man. And Scott Snyder just showed how to lead by example. You know what I mean? Rye, I fucking love you, bro. Another $10 super chat. The elephant in the room is Quintana. He needs to show at every major con and do giveaways and free photo ops. Now, here's another great point. I don't want to keep harping on Quintana, but I think that he has probably seen the error in his ways. I think he's probably recognized it, and I think we're probably going to see in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if we see less retailer variants, retailer exclusive covers from Quintana, and more DC ratio or open order covers from Quintana. I think that we're going to see that. I think that we're going to probably
coming, right?
Yeah, I think that we're probably going to see less Quintana live sales, like where he's there and he's remarking and stuff. I think we're going to see less of that. He's probably going to want to say, you know what, I'm just going to kind of back off a little bit. I think we're going to see him do exclusive things at cons, but in a different way, like how he's doing the Las Vegas thing. He's going to, be the exclusive artist there. It's going to be very interesting to see how he navigates that now with this. I think that there's going to be changes in how he does things. Now, I hope that it's for the best, and I hope that he has a long and storied career. That's what we want to see. His art is fucking good. He's a good artist, and we love to see that. And he's good for the hobby. What's not good for the hobby is the reaction he had, but that can be changed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We all make mistakes. We all, we learn in this life. And I think that's the point behind it.
Especially us non-creative people.
And Mets fans.
And you know what, for artists, I mean, like Sean kind of said, it's good to see them, getting their due.
Yeah.
To see, Brett B move over to the comic book world, get $10 an autograph. People be happy to see a series that's 3 books in and it's really good, and he's not 20 years old,
Yeah.
And so it's like to see guys like that and come in and people have a resale market, and so they have like a nice resale market with everything like that. Then it's good to have that. It keeps it healthy for everybody, I think. And then the artist getting the money. The people that say on there, no, all autographs should be free. I already bought a comic book. Brian, I know he's been a proponent of, maybe the first one's free or first 2 or 3 are free or something like that. And there's something to be said about that. You did buy the item and things like that. If it's someone like me that wants like 25 or something, and you want to charge me all 25, that's fine. But I don't have a problem. There are also artists that will do the donation boxes, old school people. Dave Dorman does that. Billy Tucci does that.
I love that.
Buzz does that.
Great job.
Right? And they go, Billy's with it's an old school.
By the way, shout out to Billy
Tucci. March of Dimes or something like, I forget what it is, man. But it's something. No, it's not that. It's something, I don't know. But
real quick, I want to talk about these.
I put a nice. I honestly I put minimum like $100 in there, depending on what it is. Usually more, and I'll just buy whatever they have. And that's the same thing. I think people are rude that want to go up, get a lot of stuff done, and just not contribute. Right? There are the people that still will sign for free, and I go, sweet. I'm gonna buy a bunch more of your books.
Yeah.
Rye
dropped a $10 super chat.
Free.
Another $10 super chat. He says, "Dude, I'd pay big money for a Quintana tattoo." And then Official Music Pub says for $5 super chat, "I've seen a lot of people post pictures of their Quintana 19s that have had damage to them. Heavy Mental has no replacements for those buyers either." Ooh, that could be a problem.
Yep,
that's
that could be a problem.
Yeah,
let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's not good. All right, I want to talk about something else here real quick. Shout out to frickin' Sveta Shabina continuing to kill it. She's been putting out some really cool prints stuff lately. But Adam, this Curse of Cleaver County, number 3.
Yeah, man. Originally when we first started working with Garrett Gunn, he had this vision of doing the character in just everyday, slice of life is what he calls it. And they've all come out amazing. He wanted her to do these like slice of life things instead of like, crazy, fight the monster type pictures. And yeah, this is the newest one. Guys, we have more coming with Garrett, and I've already seen some of the next ones. They're just gonna get better, and I guess I can announce this because I'm one of the guys, right? We have in issue 3 of Dreadful 3, Garrett Gunn will be doing a story, and it's going to be a crossover. It's going to be a crossover of Cleaver County that'll be in our story. That'll then revert back to Cleaver County. So exciting stuff. The team that we're putting together is just so fun. I mean, all of us are just having so much fun. I mean, I would hope the Clutch had fun, and and that
He's like, no.
Clutch was doing way too much stuff at that time, so I don't think he got the full experience.
I was a full-time job, also getting yelled at by my editor. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to quit all this.
What's going? Can you give us a quick update? What's up with the
I was really hoping to have a video for you tonight. So we had a delay, a week long delay. We're still doing fine as far as getting the books printed and out to you guys. I think way ahead of most Kickstarters. But we really wanted to have them out right away, and we were hoping they'd be at print last week. Unfortunately, there's a miscommunication. They're not. I was hoping to have a video tonight of like a demo of the book to see how the centerfolds look. But unfortunately, the printer wasn't able to get that to me in time. But we're hoping to be at print this week. So hopefully they'll be going to print, and then as soon as they're done, they're going out. There's no delay, and then we're shooting for the end of May for the second Kickstarter for issue 2, with an all new lineup of artists and writers, some amazing talent. We'll come back on obviously and promote that a little bit more and give you some sneak peeks when that time comes. But it was great, you guys, and we can't thank you enough. Seriously, that's why we can do another giveaway. And actually, what we can do is let's do one of the shirts and the comic together.
Yeah,
and then I'll contact Jeremy, and I'll get Jeremy a shirt too, who won the first comic.
Well, that's
a front of the line shirt. That gets to the front of the line.
Yeah, that's a perfect.
I mean, you can get to the front of the line of my booth, but it's not exactly a line.
That's a perfect segue, because I did want to talk about this. These shirts were really good that you had at MegaCon.
How about those pictures she posted of the shirts of herself?
Yeah, I know.
Where's Red when we need him?
That's know. Cool. Jesus. Beautiful, man. So shout out to Sveta. She is just continue to just do very, very cool things. And Adam, shout out to you and everybody that's been part of the Dreadful, the entire thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, first of all and foremost. Yeah. It's going to be fun. We're going to see a lot of maybe new artists to the reader, artists that the reader is looking forward to, like a lot of fan bases in there for artists and writers that, and very cool stories. It's like the perfect smorgasbord of like collectability and comic book, culture, the sequential art, type thing that's so important to us comic fans. And then to have the creation of like, maybe somebody who doesn't normally write comics is writing, or maybe an artist who usually just does art is writing, or vice versa. Like there's this cool
covers,
there's this cool thing that's happening. And these shirts were absolutely gorgeous. They were beautiful, and we all sported them at MegaCon, which was sweet. And you have one to give away tonight.
Yeah, so let's do a shirt with a comic. We'll do shirt and comic combos. So we'll do, and like I said, I'll contact Jeremy, the guy that won the first comic, and I'll get a shirt to him out as well. So you get a shirt, and then you get another copy of the Dreadful Trio. How many people are in the chat room right now? Because we could do something crazy at the end.
There is 134 people in the chat right now.
How many likes?
Which is awesome. Yeah.
How many likes do we have?
Currently, let's see here. How many likes do we have? Let's take a quick look. Why do they make it so hard for me to see the like count? Jesus.
Right.
All right. 116 likes. So 134 watching.
Pretty good. That's a good ratio.
That's
let's do better though. Let's do the shirt and comic right now. No problem. If we get to 130 out of those 136 people, what do we give this away?
Oh my gosh, you guys! No, we got to make that.
I'm playing this time, fellas.
Absolutely, absolutely free.
Better go
the like.
Hit the like button, you guys.
Me harder.
Yeah, we need to get some major likes. This is Sveta Shabina's very first professional work. Nightwalkers.
That's right.
Absolutely
on,
amazing.
more.
Yeah, shout out to the Beyond Wednesday creator first guys out there and people that love to collect that type of stuff, because that's exactly what that is. Okay, so here we go. This is, if anybody wants to get the shirt and the preview, make sure you type something in the live chat right now, because StreamYard has a really cool thing where anybody that types anything in the live chat will be entered into this drawing. So far, there's only 44 of you that have entered and that have typed into the live chat. So all you got to do is type into the live chat, hit the like button. Type in the live chat, hit the like button, subscribe if you're enjoying it. And this is a perfect example of what we love. This is the type of thing that I love about creating content, doing a show every Wednesday night with my friends and the people that I enjoy hanging out with. But at the same time, we get to give away cool things and kind of like reward the people that support us. Not only the people that support us with, monetary stuff like, a membership giveaways and super chats. That's amazing. But just the people that are watching the show, we want to be able to hook you up, and you guys have showed in force, that you like what we're doing, and that means a lot. That's the reason we come back every Wednesday night, and we continue to. This is, again, I'm gushing over the community aspect, but that's the thing. So, all right, here we go, you guys. 130 plus people watching, 60 entries. Here is the winner of the shirt and the comic. Look at that.
John. My name jumped up.
Brian.
1 and 1. Let's go.
Got
Any
Any Comics. Congratulations to Got Any Comics.
Got this one.
Yes. So make sure you hit up the Comics Board Inc. on IG. Got Any. Let them know your shirt size too.
Yes,
that's important. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Brian. I got a text. We both got a text from Tim during this. You have an email with some sneak peek. Absolute Batman that you're allowed to show.
Oh,
you should have an email.
Shit. Okay, here we go.
You're allowed to show? Oh my god.
Yeah.
By the way, we're gonna have we said we're gonna have Tim on again, but the next time we have him on, we're gonna talk more about the absolute Batman stuff. So, all right, here we go. Let's go.
All right. That's what I want to know.
Save. Boom. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, so one of the things that we've been seeing a lot of are the Robin mechs. And if you look on the Tim Bradstreet cover, these are the mechs that are kind of in the background and they look like schematics, which by the way, again, what Tim was talking about with those books, let me go find that again, because search Tim. So one of the things about that cover that was so great is it not gonna do it? Is on the cover you can see the mechs in the background like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, cool. Right. So that's super cool. And here's the other thing: like if those mechs that looks like a foil, almost like a. And the one that he just showed us, like this one looks foil. And if this is foil in the background, holy cow. I love the way the absolute Batman looks. So, here's one of the things that I've noticed, and I talked about this. Okay. I talked about this recently, that one of the things that I noticed about Absolute Batman 20 is everybody is doing the Robins. And they're cool. But there's some of them are so big that like it's hard to do a cool cover with these big, huge fucking mechs, and not a lot of them have Batman on the cover. And I love Tim's because he's got the mechs in the like with the schematics in the background, and especially on the regular cover, which I'll show you guys here in a second. As a matter of fact, let's go take a look at that. Let's go here, duplicate. I wonder if Cover Price has it. Shout out to Cover Price. So that cover, the original that Tim did, and here's all the covers for, you can see like how big the characters are. They're just massive, dude.
Right. You see it on the Inhyuk Lee with Rob Beanall.
Let me see if I can find the Tim Bradstreet.
Side note, though, I mean, we're at 20 issues and it's still captivating our attention. It still blows me away that we're so stoked on this. What a great job to those guys.
It was 217, right? That had it, I believe. He said
217.
Man, I'm so all over the place right now, you guys. I apologize.
No, it's all good, man.
Absolute Batman. Look at all these Absolute Batman 20 variants.
So many.
All right, here we go. Look at that cover, like the schematic in the background, the orange circle with the robins and it splatters, the way the trade dress is put in there, the DC logo and the number 20, and then the writers on the bottom left.
Yeah.
The whole design of this issue, I like the trade dress better. I gotta be honest, this is the best cover. The other ones are great. I'm sure the foil would look good, but if they did this where Batman was in like matte or gloss, even gloss in the background was matte.
I think they did. I think on that website there's a spot foil.
Spot foil, yeah. And
wow, great job, you guys. 217, congratulations. Limited to 1,000 for the Virgin spot foil, and 1,000 for the Virgin Limited, and then 1,000 for the trade dress. So they're not super limited, but they're super freaking cool. And then of course these are coming out soon. So I mean,
that looks so good.
Fucking awesome. Great job, Tim. Great design on
really
those
good
covers. So he said he turned his cover. I'm trying to see if he said anything in this that I can say. I don't want to put him on the spot. Yeah, so I'll read that in a little bit, and I don't want to put him on the spot. But great job, Tim. Great fucking job. All right. I forget where I was, but I definitely want to talk about New Comic Book Day. Let's run through that just really quickly.
Yeah.
There are some great books out this week. I love the Nakayama Cosmic Spider-Man. I love the Cosmic Force. I just think that's a cool thing in Marvel. And that's a great costume design. So shout out to Nakayama. The Cabello connecting, all those have been good. Speaking of Lee Bermejo, Spider-Man. The only thing about Lee Bermejo, I love Lee Bermejo art, but his Spider-Man faces can be a little off. His Mary Jane faces can be a little off. But he is such a great great Spider-Man artist. Rose Besh.
I like that.
Bianchi, Amazing Spider-Man. That's Versity with the Miles and Peter and Gwen and
PS PlayStation Spider-Man back there.
Yeah. Tony Daniel 1 in 25 for Captain America 9. This Nick Klein cover for Infernal Hulk number 6 reminded me a lot of Absolute Batman on that with that Iron Man design. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Absolute Batman because all the spikes, but that is a beautiful cover. Just gorgeous. I love Nick Klein's color palette. Like,
yeah, it feels like early Image stuff right there. Like that could be like a Spawn type of image.
Yep, totally.
That's great.
Great cover. So is this Luke Ross. Pretty cool cover. I like the design on that one. The Kubert regular. This Paratori, David Paratori is
Yeah.
another good one. This is totally Image, like you're talking about. This is like medieval Spawn. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
Dope.
much what that design feels like.
Very dope. And then look at this. This is the 1 in 25 for that issue. Mateus Manahani. Ooh. That's fucking good. This ruined it. Didn't ruin it. It just didn't make it as good as it could have been. This. Get rid of this. Great. But I think this will probably be a nice little flip if you can pick those up for ratio or less. All right. Adam Hughes. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to send as many positive thoughts and prayers out to Adam Hughes as we can. Recently diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer. He's had surgery. He's going through treatment. And just, fuck cancer. We know how shitty cancer is and how it affects everybody in this world. And, whatever positive thoughts and prayers we can send his way, let's do that, because fuck cancer. That's why. This is his Spider-Man, Superman #1 variant.
That's cool.
Just classic Adam Hughes.
Yep.
Funny.
He was meant to just draw Power Girl all the time.
Yes. Yep. Great job. Ton of variants for that, of course. A lot of good ones. This is the 1 in 25, like homage to Civil War, I believe, right? It's actually pretty cool. I like the Miles. I like the Ben Reilly on there. Let's see here. Capullo 1 in 200 for that. Umberto Ramos is doing a new Fantastic Four series that looks pretty interesting. Speaking of the Superman logo, you got a nice little logo mashup right there.
Mm-hmm.
And a Pena 1 in 50, a Talavera 1 in 100, Kari Andrews wraparound. I really like the Marcos Martin old school, like with the original Superman and Spider-Man Noir. Momoko, Stegman, and Daniel Warren Johnson. That's interesting.
That's the Felix, right?
Yeah, Felix Comic Art. Yep. Sanford Green. Let's take a look at this. I haven't seen this yet. I like that. I really like that.
Infinity Gauntlet looking cover.
It's cool. Yep. Scotty Young, Sarah Pacelli is really good. All
Amazing.
right, Rogue #4. You got Cash Grab as the 1 in 50. Sentry #2. You got a Buckingham 1 in 25. I like this Fan Yang for Sorcerer Supreme #5. But this 1 in 25 for Sorcerer Supreme #5 is really good. Mingi Gan or Yan. I don't know how to say it. I apologize. But that is really good. Beautiful. It's a 1 in 25. Let's see here. Is there anything else interesting from Marvel? I think that's it. All right, the Corey Walker 1 in 10 for Capes #6 is going to be a hot book. I can tell you that right now. And there's a 1 in 25 from Yanoi Lindsay, and this could be a hot book too, I think.
That's a cool cover.
It is. I like it. So these two are going to be pretty big books. There's an Otley cover for that. There's an Englehart. There's an Otley 1 in 50 black and white. All right, here is the freaking cover coming up. We talked about it. Where is it? All right. So Corpse Night is coming out. You get Corpse Night #1. And let me see if I can find this here. Let's go. Davis Ryder joined us. He's been hanging out with us on Saturday nights, which is cool. And what's going on here? He showed us. What the fuck? Let's do this. So he showed us a
That's true.
cover for Corpse Night from our boy Monkey Mouth, aka Nick Mortensen. This book is this cover is fucking fire.
Same one or different?
That's it right there.
Yeah, looks like it.
No, it's a different one.
Is it a different one?
Oh, is this a different book? This isn't Corpse Night number 1?
No, it's Corpse Night, but John has a different cover than this one.
Let me see John's.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a different cover.
Almost the same.
Yeah, yours is the Matt Roberts. I think that's like the A cover.
Yeah, that's the A cover. Yeah.
It just happened to be exactly the same.
Yes, and Davis dropped it like 2 hours ago. I don't think you got it yet.
Yeah.
I
300
would've been in
copies
trouble.
only on this. Holy shit. Speaking of
And
300 copies, there's also only 300 copies of this. Go check it out. Link is pinned right now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But shout out to
Fight
Monkey
for
Mouth.
freedom whenever there's
Wait,
trouble.
can we hear that?
G.I.
Can we hear that
Joe is
one more
there.
time? The
You put Scarlet up and you can hear it.
Okay, hold on. Let's put Scarlet up one more time.
You'll fight. You'll fight for trouble. With it.
My overload.
Mama.
I love it, dude. Even when Hood's not here, Hood is here. He's always here.
Absolutely.
We're glazing Hood now.
Oh my gosh. Ah, shout out to Monkey Mouth. Great cover for Corpse Night. All right. Let's see here. Spawn, Curse of Shirley Johnson, number 5 is out. You got a nice Raymond Gay cover.
Ooh.
Death Knight Forever, number 3 is out. I like that Sega homage design, it looks like. 1 in 25,
Right.
Jake Smith. Alan Quah, Michael Walsh. Of course, the foil 1 per store is going to be on every hot list again for Exquisite Corpses 12. It's really good Bjorn Barons there. I like the Chuma Hill from, shout out Beachside Hobbies. What else do you got? Oh, there's a really good, I like the Godtail. There's a really good, that Josh Lyman one is really good too. Shout out to PCB Hobby on that one. Oh, this one. This is the Hive Comics one that I actually really like this one. And I think I'm pretty new to this artist. I know we follow her now, but I like that. That's pretty dope. So shout out to our boy James over at Hive Comics. Like that one, old school design. There's the 1 per store, Polybago trading card, and our boy Pete Carroll. You can find this at bigclutch.com too.
Yeah, shipping tomorrow.
That's fucking
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, G.I. Joe, Silent Missions, Copperhead.
Fight for freedom.
I really like this Howard Porter A cover. It's pretty dope, but he's not on the water moccasin, which kind of sucks. But this is limited to 500. I don't know who the retailer at all, so they're new to me, but that's limited to 500. And I feel like if you're going to pick up one of the Silent Mission ones, that's not a bad one to pick up. So Copperhead is one of my favorite all-time characters. I would love to have seen a Monkey Mouth Copperhead cover. That would have been fucking amazing. And we tried, trust me. Jeffrey Allen Love, 1 in 10 for Headlopper, number 1. This is a new Image comic book coming out. There's a Jim Rugg variant for it. There's Monstrous number 61. This is an interesting issue for Monstrous fans. I'll just say that. Spawn the Dark Ages. This has I like that Tony Parker cover. This cover is probably the 70s retro Savage Dragon. That's an interesting cover. Probably going to be low print run on that. Phantom of the Opera, number 3. You got a lot of good covers. The Martin Simmons. I like the Tedesco. Black and white's better. Well, actually, the color's better on that one. But this Vecchio, 1 in 50, is fucking really good. The blood dripping on the mirror. And then there's the 1 in 75 for that. Void Rivals has got a Chuma Hill 1 in 50 of Pythona. That'll probably be a big book. Chrome 1 in 25. Youngblood number 5. Bunch of you got an Ollie Garza, Rob Liefeld, bunch of Liefeld covers. Invincible team up books are. I've seen a couple of people talking about these. There's that one, and then there's this one that I like a lot. But more importantly, I want to talk about the podcast he did with Robert Kirkman. Did you guys watch that? Anybody watch that? It was good. It was kind of cool to just see like their whole interaction, and you can tell they like each other, and you know, it was fun to watch. I think that Liefeld has an immense amount of respect for Kirkman. I think that's very obvious, and the way he talks about him is you can tell. And to see him have like that respect for somebody who's, you know, kind of younger than him and you know, is his junior, and I'm sure Kirkman probably looked up to Liefeld, you know, like that's a very interesting dynamic. And it's just fun to watch Robert Kirkman anytime he does anything, when he's like being like himself, you know, he's just bullshitting, if that makes sense. So let's see here. Tula Lotai 1 in 25. All right, here's all the absolute craziness. You got the Carla Cohen Wonder Woman. You got a Hayden Sherman 19. That one's going to be a big deal. A lot of people really showing love to Hayden Sherman right now, that's for sure. Ben Oliver cover for number 19. Nakayama, which is really good. The Talavera is really good. I mean, look at this. Her look. Just the look.
Mama!
Fucking A, bro. Damn, that's good.
Good job, Ivan.
Yeah. The little hint of the butt cheek right there and the thigh. Great job.
7 foot tall woman.
Yes, sir. We're doing a 4th print on an all-in special.
Yeah.
Ben Caldwell.
I'll hold out for the 9th print.
That's cool. David Aja variant for Green Lantern 34. They're doing a Absolute Batman variant for on Harley Quinn number 61, which is kind of funny. Let me go ahead and show you guys that. It's from March.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bartling. This is an interesting Bartling cover. It's cool to see him on DC projects. That's a cool cover. Good job. That's a cool cover. 2nd print, New History of the DC Universe. A lot going on there. Love the covers like that. More Hayden Sherman, Dan Mora. Dynamite. Got let's see here. Oh, there's some really good Vampirella books. This Perillo is good, but look at when they see if I can. Oh,
I got a fat box of Vampirellas delivered.
Speaking of Andrew Tarasoff, there's a nice variant for Vampirella that he did.
Who's Underdog? I don't even know who that is.
I didn't know who they were either, but they were pretty easy to work with, so we worked with them.
Shout
Well,
out to
that's
them.
cool.
Chat Zudis, Derek Chu. All right, look at Godtail. Very interesting Godtail. Nice Linsner. Look at this though. This freaking Ultraviolet 1 in 10 Perillo. Ooh. That's fucking cool. Why are Ultraviolet colors so cool, man?
He always looks at me funny when I bring him. Like he doesn't know that Dynamite did him or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people don't. Sorry.
Sure they don't. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wheeljack 1 in 15. This is
That helped me increase orders. I can't lie.
Yeah.
1 in 15 freaking Wheeljacks. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Damn.
I mean, it's a version of the other one, but yeah, of course.
By the way, can I jump in on that real quick?
Yeah. Oh, here's the other one. Speaking of the other one.
So this is the ARAH copy.
Oh my God, look how good that looks, bro.
So they accidentally made it was supposed to be spot foil or spot gloss, but they made it spot foil.
Oh my gosh, is that beautiful?
Wow.
It's so crazy.
No.
Did you get that from his show?
I got it from his show. I don't know how many they made that random. It wasn't a lot, but I was like, it was so ridiculously cool.
That is I am jealous, bro. Look how beautiful that is.
I gotta send it to Hood because there's a little like spine thing here, but we'll see.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking gorgeous, bro. Shout out to Wheeljack.
Nice.
Great job. Another shout out to Monkey Mouth. This is the glow in the dark variant for Dead by Daylight, which we said there should be a glow in the dark of this. Good job.
Little red one.
Oh,
Just
nice.
doesn't have the foil.
This is from
Pretty mega
Titan Comics. You got a Diablo Marinkovic, and a lot of people are big on Marinkovic. Great artist.
Diablo.
Neil Adams cover. Oh yeah, look at this. Nice little Savage Sword of Conan, Neil Adams. Something they must have reused, I guess.
Tupac is still alive.
Christian Ward, cover A on Event Horizon Inferno #1. Christian Ward's a badass. Natalie Fordran 1 in 15 for Sonic #86. Rocketeer the Island, Jacob Edgar. I have a feeling that's going to be a big book.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yep. I like that. Be on the lookout.
Have you,
Cover A.
Be on the lookout for a flops variant too. I've seen it, and holy crap! It might be my favorite cover like of the year right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. That's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Avengers Taka cover. Let's see here. This is Mad Cave, which just had some layoffs, unfortunately. The Cocaine Hippopotamus, third print for #1 foil, and a #3 coming out for that. Keen Spot, Strength and Ash. I don't know what that is, but that's interesting.
I read that a little bit today, and the artwork is really cool, and the story seems like it has something. So,
okay,
I would give it a shot. If you have it in your LCS, give it a chance.
There
It
we
looks decent. It looks decent.
Dark Horse, not much there. Okay, boom.
Boom.
Hello, Body Horror #1. Look at these covers. Rebecca Puebla A cover. This is an Aaron Bartling retailer exclusive from, I think, Gotham City Comics. No, Gotham City Limit.
Wow.
Yeah. That's very good. And then this is the Aaron Campbell 1 in 10. Ooh. Ooh. Ugh.
That's gruesome.
Yeah.
That's
the Frizen.
black and white of that one on sale today too.
On their website, on the direct
Boom
Boom
Direct,
yeah.
125 copies, I think.
125 copies in the black and white on Boom Direct, you guys.
I don't know if they're still available, but jump.
Well, if they aren't, go fucking check, you guys, because you need to have Boom Direct on your favorites. Unlimited Virgin on this one. There's a Wayshack black bag, which is interesting, and the Yannick Paquette we talked about because of the throne that she's sitting in. This is the Virgin 1 in 25. Look at that throne of bodies. I love how he's holding the back leg right here. Oh man, that's creepy. This one's really creepy. Look at the Puebla Virgin. Damn. Oni Ignition Press, Beauty number 5, the other half number 2, No Place number 5, and then Mash Can for Showdown.
Oh, Steve Lieber. Love him.
There we go. Vault has our boy Pete for the 1 in 10 on Barbaric. Shout out to Pete Carroll, one of the most underrated artists in comic books right now. Like, just so super talented. And then AP Archie has that really cool facsimile for Archie 125, and then they have the foil variant for that as well, which is cool. I like the Dan DeCarlo pinup cover. That's just I want the original bad. All right, X Posse, aka Keen Spot. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I've seen a lot of people talking about it. You guys know we have talked about Todd Skull quite a bit over here. I don't know what to think about Todd Skull's art. I've heard questions about it. I've heard AI rumors. There's a little bit of a smell there, and I think that do a little research. I don't know what the ultimate thing is there, but there's something about this guy that or this artist that he's got. I mean, it's great art, but I'm a little worried.
So the thing about that one too, though, is that is Todd and Naomi Griffin.
Naomi Griffin, yeah.
Yeah, and so Naomi did the painting for it. So I don't know what Todd did, but I know that Naomi's had this on her.
I've been trying to get Naomi on the show for a long time, and it feels like what is happening there, and I could be completely wrong with this, is maybe Todd's coming up with the design concept and he's saying, hey, check this out, paint this, and Naomi's painting it, because Naomi is on her IG, she's constantly showing her painting stuff. So and I would love to talk to them and find out more about their process, because it's great art. Ultimately, it's great art, but you just want to be careful. So, Massive as Astrobots. That's a cool Astrobots cover right there. Massive also with Devil's Due Studio. Shout out to our boy Josh Blaylock, the Disavowed in number 5. And I love the Trevor Richardson action figure cover.
Action figures.
Yeah, great job on Disavowed so far, Josh, and shout out to him. He's just a good dude, good comic book guy. Zenoscope, and next Altruist Comics. I like this cover. I don't know what the book is about, Bullet Adventures, but this is kind of cool. Hopefully it's spot foil. That'd be cool if it was. Tomorrow's Publishing, Uncivilized, AMP, and that is New Comic Book Day. So, yeah, very, very cool. Let's see here.
Hey Brian, I forgot to put when we were talking about the new Cleaver County, the Kickstarter is live for that. Garrett has that live. I tried to put there you go. Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, the Sveta and Suspiria have covers in that new Kickstarter.
Link is in the chat, you guys, for this one. Well, that's pretty dope. 15 days to go. Let's take a look at the covers. There's preview pages. There's covers. Oh, there we go. It's the one we all know and love. Suspiria, beautiful. Ooh, that one's not too bad either. Red.
Good.
Oh, what's that? Renee
What?
Cordova. Yeah.
Butt cheeks.
Foil stamped. Okay, so there we go. Not too shabby. I gotta say I love the Suspiria foil stamp movie poster variant available in the add-ons. That's cool. And then the Sveta. Oh gee. And there we go. You can find that link in the live chat, and I'll put it in the description afterwards as well. You know what else you can find? A link in the live chat. This. Limited to 300 copies, you guys. Drop tonight over at bigclutch.com. The G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 328. Jonathan Knight. Trade dress variant limited to 300 for $20. There's a virgin foil limited to 300 for $25, and you can get the set for $40, which is killer price. And limited to 300 is sick too. Love it. Zajir says Ito's Vampirella went on sale today over at Dynamite. Is it Dynamite? I believe. Either way, use the promo code Beyond. I think it's Beyond Wednesdays, maybe. I got to find out for sure, but there should be a promo code for that that you guys can use, and I need to make sure I check that out. But here's the book that they're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. Limited to 250 sets with COA, $35 per set. There's a white trade and virgin set limited to 50 sets for $100. So there you go. That's different costumes when they say the white trade is the white costume. Yeah. Not too shabby. So Ito, one of the biggest artists in comics, cover artists in comics right now, just continue to put out amazing stuff. Absolutely love his Boom web store drop that people have been getting in the mail as well, which is pretty fucking cool. All right, you guys got any pickups? Pickups?
1 second.
See how many likes we are at.
Yeah.
We are at.
I'll be right back. Yeah, how are we at?
139 likes. Guys, get us to 150. We need 11 more likes, and we'll do an epic Sveta Shabina giveaway, you guys. Look at this. Her very first professional work. That is like probably a $300 book by itself.
I think it goes for more than that.
Yeah? 500?
Yeah.
500? Woo! Oh my God.
They're up there. Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
All right, who wants to go first for pickups?
I'll go grab some pickups.
Okay. Anybody? Clutch, you got something there? Let's go with Clutch. Ooh. Always love original art.
Picked up this is Invincible 86.
Ooh.
Page 15. Corey Walker.
Wow.
Alan and Oliver. Page from 93.
Oh, wow.
Monster Girl and Robot on the Flaxen homeworld. It's a really cool one. This is awesome. Yeah. The pencils from 53, which has got William and Mark on there.
That's dope, dude.
So fun. And then this one's awesome. So this is from what is it, 76? So you got like Mark and Nolan all messed up there, and then you got the Star Trek, the Robert Soul Star Trek guys that appear from time to time. There,
red shirts.
And then this is the last piece I got, which is
that's beautiful.
Wow, dude.
From Invincible Returns, page. It's from the Corey part, page 10 of Mark and Eve. Like, so freaking cool.
Dude, that middle panel is so good.
This will die with me. Like Corey art and Invincible, just done.
Bro, that's beautiful, dude. Not too shabby. I think it's gonna be tough to put up nice pickups compared to that. We should have went last. All right, who wants to go next? Like,
yeah, 2 books.
Contest, guys.
2 books.
Yeah, funding back from CGC. I got a Felix #1.
Ooh, that blue looks so good, bro. With the
with the Dragata remark. I don't know if it's coming up that well on YouTube or
it
not.
Is.
Probably looks better to us.
Is that mine?
It can be.
John.
It can be. Added the little Batman on there. I couldn't add the Batman when I put in for the 15, but this took me a minute to get.
That's
So
so
this is
Jock.
Snyder, Dragata, Dragata Joker, and Jock Batman with the Jock signature. So all three. I believe it's the only one on the census.
And a 90. That's awesome,
With
bro.
all three signatures, and it happens to have
Can you show it
drawings
up
by
close a
two
little
of
bit?
them.
Can you get a little bit closer to it?
Yeah. You see, I'll do this so that helps. So there's the Jock. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When he started drawing on, he's all, I'm gonna have to cover something up to do a remark. And I'm like, you're
right
Jock. So Jock starts like drawing this black splotch in the middle of this freaking book. And I gotta say, I was a little stressed at first. And I'm like, but he's Jock. Okay, he's not somebody else. He's gonna do abstract kind of different stuff on there. So he started putting the blue, and then he made it flush with the Joker on there. And yeah, so nice getting the two-tone Joker on there for Mr. Dragata, and it's got down in black on there, which to sign as well. So yeah, that was really cool. If you didn't see us close on the blue, it's the standard bat remark that Dragata does on a lot of stuff, but it's kind of awesome. I got it on some other stuff too. But these are the ones that you they cost a little more to CGC them. So they come back right away because of the price paid. So I got those I get those taken care of. But yeah, that really kind of freaked me out with Jock on there. Just making this big black smudge to start. Right. And I'm like, what is he possibly doing? But then again, you're like, yeah, you just let Jock go, do whatever he's gonna do. So it worked out. Not like what Aaron got.
All right.
Yeah, that thing was amazing. If he wants to trade it, probably would.
By the way, you guys, we are at 145 likes. 5 more likes to register for the giveaway. And in order to do that, all you have to do to register for the giveaway is type something in chat starting now. But we have to get 5 more likes in order to do it. So 5 more likes in order to give away probably a $500 book, if not more, from Sveta Shabina, her very first professional art. So make sure you guys hit the like button. Yeah, not too hard. All right, Adam, you're up next, brother.
I got a few. I'll do 3. Speaking of flops, a lot of the flops books came in this week. If you guys did any of his
so good.
His new books?
Yeah, I gotta go to my mailbox and grab them at some point.
And then I was just down in Vegas doing Viva Las Vegas, which is a rockabilly car show that Sveta and I do. Huge show, grueling hours. Oh my God. But it's also Vegas, so it's fun. And you got some banger comic book stores down there. So I picked up something I've been wanting for a while. 9-2 Weird War Tales.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, that's awesome, bro.
The first Commandos. So yeah, I've been wanting that one for a while. 9-2, and the price was great, and so I picked that up.
Nice book.
And then while I was at the show, at the convention, I got surprised by something, and I got surprised by this. This was an album cover that Sveta did, that we did early on, and this band was playing at the convention. And I didn't know they were doing vinyl, and so they brought me the vinyl. I thought they were doing CDs, and yeah, so it's gorgeous. Number one,
that's awesome.
Holy
and
shit.
Yeah, it was a great gift, and I've been invited to buy more, so I should hopefully have some for you guys soon.
Is there any chance that we might see some Sveta remarks on some of these on svetashabina.com in the next 6 months or so?
It wouldn't be Adam and Sveta if there wasn't. So
enjoy the shipping on that movie. That's got to be
right. I would hand these to you guys. I'm not shipping them to you. but yeah, anybody else? Yeah, I'll have to get a new package, obviously, to ship records, which is something new. But yeah, I was stoked. He brought it up to me, and I couldn't believe it. I really thought there was like going to be CDs, and he brought this vinyl. I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. And we put it out on our table, and I put a little I did a sticky note letting people know that the band was going to be there that weekend, and that they'd be playing, and they actually had some for sale there too. And everyone wanted to buy it from me. Everyone just nonstop. Can I buy that? Can I buy that? And I'm like, it's not mine to sell. You know, it's like you got to go watch the band on Sunday night. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
2 more likes, you guys. 2 more likes, and we'll end the show
2
with
more.
a giveaway. We're at 148 for the likes, so major giveaway to hit those likes. All right, John, you got any pickups?
No, I don't.
No pickups for the first time ever.
Wow.
John, Heroes Reborn has no pickups. What's going on
Well,
here?
All right, I do, but it's nothing I wanted to show. my guy Mike at Royal Collectibles had Chris Claremont there again, and I found this oddball graphic magazine called Dark Tangent. Never heard of it, but Chris Claremont wrote it, and I figured I've never seen anything signed like this by him, so trying to be creative if I'm going to get him to sign something. So he signed
That's
it.
cool. What is that? Is it self-published? What is it? Did you write it?
I'll tell you real quick. Yeah, he wrote it. He never, like I said, I've never seen it before. It is from 1982. It's called Dark Tangent, and
That's amazing. That what
yeah,
would
it
I
says
have for? I'm gonna look what I have for Claremont in here.
it says here Chris Claremont is the editorial consultant.
So that's pretty cool. For Chris Claremont, here's what I have for his first work, and I forget about this all the time. First work and first X-Men work was Uncanny X-Men number 59. Even though it says that Roy Thomas wrote X-Men 59, Chris Claremont gave plot assists, and there's some controversy to this. His first solo written issue was Daredevil number 102. So there you go. Pretty freaking cool.
What else did I get?
That's a very cool pickup, man. I love. I'm with Corny Dog on this one. I love Oddball. Love Oddball.
Yeah, if you're gonna, continue to get stuff, track things down, to get signed by him, might as well find something you don't really see too often out there. So
yeah,
I don't think.
Last thing I want to say before we end the show and we do our giveaway, because we did hit 150 likes. Stein packs are coming up, so get ready, you guys. If you guys are, have been missing out on Stein packs, they're gonna sell quickly and they're gonna be crazy this year or this time around. I think it's Stein packs 13 or 12. I can't remember, but he is one of the major hits. Is the Darwin Cook Twilight? What is it called? Twilight Princess, I think, variant, where there's only like 2 known 9/8s, and his is one of them. It's a $1,500 book. Multiple other massive books in there. I think he said the buy-in's gonna be $175, so minimum value of $175 all the way up to $1,500, and Stein type books. I'm gonna be sending in 10 packs as well. So from my end, you've got a signed Liefeld first appearance at Cable will be in there. The 6 times signed Grommets number 7 variant in a 9/8. I'm going to be parting ways with one of my signature series 9/8s to put in there. We're going to have a signed McFarlane WonderCon 361 Brett Booth variant in a 9/8. Signature series. I think it's JSA. It looks better. Shout out to Leg on that one. And as a matter of fact, another one is going to include, one of the packs is going to include this set right here.
Ooh.
Look at that. Sveta Shabina, Harley Quinn, Elvira, and then another might just include this Mark Spears signed book. Yeah, so
awesome.
That will be in the new Stein packs. I'm sending those to Stein either tomorrow or the next day. And so be on the lookout. House of Stein on IG, House of Stein YouTube members will have first digs or first dibs. So
Hey, hold on. Did you get the package I sent you?
I haven't gotten anything yet. I have to go to my my mailbox. So.
Come on, that shit's got to be overflowing by now.
Heck jacket.
The shitty thing about my mailbox is broken, so they haven't fixed it yet. So I have to go to the post office to pick up my big packages. It's stupid.
Pick it up before Saturday so you can show it Saturday.
All right, we'll do. That being said, we have a giveaway to give away. Look at this beautiful.
Yeah, we got 150. Like,
oh my gosh, you guys! Nightwalker's #1, the very first Sveta Shabina comic book work.
Yeah,
and super limited. How many were printed of these?
We did. It's like an odd number, like either 222 or 333, something like that. I'll have to double check, but yeah, it's definitely low. It's very low. I want to say, God, I can't remember now. It's been so long, but yeah, it's around there. It was like a weird number, like 222 or 333, something like that.
So if you want to enter to get into this giveaway and you're watching live right now, it's the only way you can enter. Type something in the chat. There's 42 of you so far that have typed something in the chat to have a chance at winning this book. So we're going to give you a minute here to type something in the chat right now to get a chance at winning this book. It is probably a $500 secondary market value on this. They're super limited. And by the way, I think that you have. Is your eBay sale still going on?
They sold. They sold this morning. We actually wish we could have added time to it. You know what? I'm glad that we put them up. We kind of wanted to be the first ones to have them up, and it kind of set the price. And they didn't go for what I thought they were going to go for, just for these crazy asks right here. But I feel good about it. I feel good that we're kind of
$700, you guys. Congratulations, whoever got that. By the way, I just got to say, I'm fucking jealous again. Twice in this show, I'm jealous. Somebody won this.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
For $700.
Early time.
Yep.
Oh my god!
And you gotta start these on Thursdays. Do 10-day auctions, and then
10 days starting Thursdays, buddy.
Yeah.
Or minimum Sunday to Sunday.
Yep.
It was literally like I was sitting in the chair like one night. I don't know what day it was, 7 days ago, I guess. And I was like, oh, I should put these up. And I wasn't even thinking about stuff like that.
Been there, done that. I did that with my Bo Jackson rookie. But
we got you. We'll help you out.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Congratulations to
Big leg.
I keep seeing the red skull. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Big leg.
Dark Fizzo.
Fizzo
just fucking holy cow. I can't believe that just happened. Fizzo, if you're in the chat, let us know you're there, my friend. Holy moly, did that just happen?
It did, and it's a thank you. We want to thank all of you guys, especially, but everyone on the site, or this channel. It's like we couldn't have had the success we had at Kickstarter without you guys. And man, I can't tell you how much more we have coming. I mean, it's just there's so much. We have the first season. We'll end after 3 issues. Then it'll go to a collected edition, which I have some news on that soon too. And then we have a Halloween special coming out. We have a Christmas special coming out. We have a Valentine's special coming out. We have season 2 already in production, already working on the teams for that. We have an origin story for all 3 of the trio, written and illustrated by Sveta. And they are amazing.
That's crazy.
Holy shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nuts.
I can't tell you how much fun we're having. It's just been so amazing. So we want to thank you guys, and this is the least we can do. So we're going to do it again. So next time you see me, we'll have some more shirts, we'll have some more comics for sure.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. We're working on some amazing things with some amazing friends of the channel, like Adam said. Shout out to everybody who supports, just like Official Music Pub, who just dropped another 20 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Kev. Appreciate you, my friend. And to all of you that are winning these memberships, I'm really going to start working about trying hard to reward the members only people. We're going to start doing some hangout sessions and, shooting the shit type shows, just members only, where, I'll hang out with especially some of our mods and some of our longtime community members. I want you guys to come hang out and shoot the shit with us. And, we'll talk about fun stuff like, you never know, like even UFOs, a lot of stuff going on in the UFO world that I'd love to talk about with some people. So that'll be on members only.
All these scientists dying.
I know, right? Isn't it crazy?
Right.
Rest in peace, David Wilcock. Next, the other thing is we are working to try and get merchandise your way. I think that we found a really good place, thanks to Clutch, to kind of facilitate our shirts and our drop ship style shirts and stuff. And I think you guys are really going to like some of the stuff we're working on. Hopefully we're going to be doing hats, shirts, maybe some prints, hoodies, that type of stuff. And the number one thing that we needed out of it was at least 5X shirts for all of us big guys. And it looks like we found that place. So that'll be as soon as that goes through and we have some stuff up there, which should be coming soon, we'll let you know. Make sure you guys go check out bigclutch.com for the Exquisite Corpses, Pete Carroll stuff, that gorgeous Jonathan Knight variant, which there's only 300 printed of each, and a bunch of other great books. Also, Leg, do you have any sales coming up? You got a sale coming up tomorrow?
Thursday, Friday, and sometime on Sunday. So same as usual, 6:30 Pacific tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific Friday. I'm gonna work out a Sunday date because I have to take next weekend off. So
there we go. And then
yeah, I got these days coming up.
And then Clutch, you had a really big Invincible sale recently. Do you have anything else coming up?
It's all sold out. I'm out, guys. I'm out. The biz. I'm done. Everything's sold.
Except for like 7 that somebody didn't pay for.
Yeah.
I'll do a show tomorrow and then one this weekend too. We'll figure out what's going on with Saturday. There might be a Dan Katana signing at some point. So,
ooh, there we go. John, do you have any cons that you're setting up local coming up anytime soon?
Yes, I'll be at Elite 11 at St. John's University in Queens, New York. I believe May 29th and the 30th. But check my Instagram. I'll have all the dates and I'll post everything. I got lots of new books, lots of new stuff coming in. So there'll be great deals there. 30 to 50% off of most stuff. So come check me.
Nice. And then Adam, are you setting up at any cons coming up as well?
Yeah, start set up tomorrow at SAC Anime. We have SAC Anime this weekend, Sacramento, California. Big anime show, should be a lot of fun. There's some great guests this time. I'm pretty stoked. And then 2 weeks, Oakland Comic Con, the very first Oakland Comic Con will be there. That's being put on by the same guy that started Emerald City, I believe, and
that's cool.
Lightbox. So it should be a good show.
Hell yeah. And then I just want to remind everybody, go check out the new Kickstarter from Tim Bradstreet for Cinematica. Just started today, just dropped today. It's got 29 days left to go. Tim was an amazing guest tonight, and so cool to hang out with him and shoot the shit. He's going to be back soon. We're going to have him back at least before this ends. And he did a really great job on a couple Absolute Batman variants, so make sure you guys go check that out. And then make sure you guys check to see if the G.I. Joe Real American Hero 328 Jonathan Knight variants are still available over at bigclutch.com. You can find a link below. Limited to 300 trade drafts, 300 virgin, $20 or $40 for the set on these ones. So make sure you guys go check them out. And that being said, thank you to all you guys that support Beyond Wednesdays. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Adios.
Fernando.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.